There was an idea called the Avengers Initiative. The idea was to bring together a group of remarkable people, see if they could become something more, to fight the battles that we never could.
Avengers!
Assemble.
Let's go! It's time Avengers assemble. Together we fight as one, so the villains starting to tremble. Let's go! Let's go! It's time Avengers assemble. Together we fight as one, so the villains starting to tremble. Let's go! Let's go! It's time Avengers assemble. Together we fight as one, so the villains starting to tremble. Let's go! Let's go! It's time Avengers assemble. Together we fight as one, so the villains starting to tremble.
What's shaking, people? It's your boy Doomkiller HD, and welcome to another Avengers Roundtable. Tonight, we've got a star-studded cast, and we're going to discuss everything from Avengers down to Spider-Man, down to gear, down to everything. So I'd like to first off introduce Johnny Rocker. Say hello to Johnny.
Hey, how's it going, gang? Happy to be here.
We've also got FK FlaviusKings. Let's go.
How's it going, guys? Hope you all good, man. Have a nice one.
Mr. Spider-Man himself, like Stardust. Say hello to the people.
You all right?
Boy, there we go. We have my co-host here, Mr. Bloody Reckless. Say hello to the people, Blood.
What it do? 2 up, 2 down. What it do?
Mr. Imagine. What's good with the Laajune? Say hello to the people.
What's good, man? You know the vibes. You know how I am. you should know this.
The all-father of the Do-Rag gang and my twin, of course. What's happening, Mr. Sadot the Gamer? Say hello to the people.
Hello, salutations, and what it do?
No. You got to run that whole thing. Bro. You know how to do this.
Trying to escape. What the heck?
Oh, my God. Okay, fine. Hello, salutations, what it do? It's Stop the Gamer, all father, the Do-Rag gang. You know the vibes. Like and subscribe. Let's get it.
Yes, sir. All right. We've got a good buddy of mine, Mr. Jayshockblast, Mr. El Gato himself. Say hello to the people, Jay.
Well, it's funny you should mention that. Let's handle a little bit of business first.
We're twins.
Mr. Sadot and Mr. Laajune, how you guys sounding?
Amazing.
Welcome to Team Elgato. That's me knighting you, I guess. You know,
only got this stream for like 20 minutes this morning, but it was good.
Nice. Well, I'm happy, and hello. By the way, I can't top what Sadot just did, so
You all right?
And we have a feeling TrixRidiculous could not make it tonight. Sorry, guys. I know a lot of you were waiting on Trix to show up, but we do have somebody awesome in his place, Mr. Garnfather. Say hello to the people, Garn.
Hey, what's up, Chad? Thank you all so much for having me in. I definitely don't think I could top any of y'all guys' intros, but yes, thank you for the intro, Doom. As always, man, I love doing these kind of sit-down podcast shows. So, honored to be here, man. Let's get to the talks, dude.
Yes, indeed. Well, today, the reason we are assembling this, last time we assembled was because the state of the game had hit an all-time low. Like it was. Nope, everybody literally quit the game. You know what I mean? And today we are reassembling because the state of the game is actually looking better than it has ever looked before. No, it's not perfect at all, but it seems like everybody's moving in the right direction, which I'm completely okay with. And they listened to us. They heard everything we had to say on the last roundtable. So that's why the roundtable is looking a little bit bigger so we can get even more voices out there. Last time we were here, we discussed the consumables in the marketplace, and those things have been removed. I know a lot of us didn't pretty much care about it, but a lot of us did. So we'll start with you, Johnny, and just go kind of down the line on these consumables being removed and as far as being paid for purchase. How does that make you feel, actually? So you can just roll with that question.
Right. I mean, for me, I'm sure you guys all remember I had a little meltdown the day all that shit happened.
I was watching it, bro. Don't worry, I was in chat.
Right. You know, and the thing was, to me, it wasn't about the consumables themselves, right? It was the lack of communication, you know, especially when you have so many creators in a specific back channel that at any time in the time leading up to it, you could have said, hey guys, revenue's down. You know, I know we promised this shit, but we need to make a little bit of money. So, you know, can you guys help us get that message out there, right? Instead of blindsiding us and just be like, nope, we're doing this, and then going radio silent, right? Because like I said, I spent 2 hours that day on Reddit apologizing to Reddit trolls that I bounced out of my chat saying, Johnny Rocker, they're going to sell this shit. They're going to do it. And I'm like, no, they promised they wouldn't. But, you know, so in short, I think it's just good that they listen to us and that the lines of communication have opened up. And it shows that I think that the community and the devs themselves are kind of getting on the path to try and get this game to go in the direction that we both wanted to. So I think it was good.
Okay.
Well, in all honesty, you know my actual opinion. We talked about in the last Excelsior, and I couldn't care less about that. I still feel that a game can sell whatever they want to, but and I'm with Johnny and most of us here. The lack of comms was the worst part. No, I couldn't care less if they sold that, but they were told us or a post or after the grenade blew up, just address that. But they didn't. But they are learning. They are learning.
The hard way.
They learn about mistakes. Communication was a big part right now on the segue to this big 30th event that we're gonna have. So I think they are on a good way, and I actually changed my mind about the life of this game. So shout outs to them.
Okay. Go ahead, Stardust.
So I remember, right, when I first loaded in on the Thursday reset, right, and I saw him at the bottom, and I was like, fuck, guys, no! Like, I was like, what are you doing? Like, because here's the thing with Avengers is I think that, like, it's so easy to look at our own community and stuff and be like, some people aren't bothered, some are upset, some will still play, whatever, right? But sometimes, for the health of the game, you've got to look a bit outside of that, like, box, if you know what I mean. And a lot of people at launch felt a lot of distrust because of how, let's be honest, broken the launch was, right? Obviously, we've stuck about, we play and stuff like that. But like, so for them to have more controversy of people saying, they lied and stuff like that, who the fuck's going to come back if the problem still feels the same way as it did at launch? Like, more bullshit, right? So to see them remove that, take a step back and be like, okay, look, we've removed it due to player feedback. I mean, I can't complain about that. That's literally all they could have done.
Blood, what you got for us, bro?
Bro, I'm going to stay basically on the same route that I was. I see it both ways, 50-50. I see it from a business perspective of them trying to make money, but then I also see it in the aspect of the guys just mentioned about the point of communication. Right? Their business, their main goal is to make money and to be better than the day they were yesterday. That's their business. That's their point. They accomplished that. That was successful. It made them money. On the other aspect, in terms of them not communicating with the community as well or as they should, that is also a problem. But we're not perfect. So I kind of give them leeway. But like I just said, I'm on both sides of it. I could take it or leave it.
All right. Jumbo, let's go.
See, look. It's so crazy about this because I remember it because I was streaming. I was streaming when the reset happened. Okay. I was playing Back for Blood, and somebody came in my chat and said they put consumables in the marketplace. I said, "You gotta be kidding me! Ain't no way!" I'm like, "Ain't no way." when they told us they wouldn't do it, I'm like, "Ain't no way!" I saw that, I'm like, "Ain't no way!" And I mean, I was like during the time when I wasn't playing. Like I was, I took my like a little month break from playing the game. I was just playing all Back for Blood, and all of a sudden I just saw it. I'm like, bro.
The day you come back to the game, right? You know what I mean?
They should have said. They should they should have said something because you can't something like that. You gotta communicate that first before you put it out there. Like you really got to.
It's a big deal.
So I'm glad they removed it. I didn't even buy nothing from the marketplace in a while, like 2-3 months. And even with that consumable stuff add on to it, I still ain't buy nothing from the marketplace. But ever since they removed it, they released a little few takedowns here and there. You know, I might slide my little card real quick. You know, I might get a little takedown. You know,
especially with that Black Friday sale, son.
Oh yeah,
I heard somebody spent like $30-$40 in the marketplace.
Yeah, it hurt my wallet.
Yeah.
Twin, what you got for us? Consumables added, removed, and just the state of it right now, boss.
Man, look, from the jump, I was never mad because I feel like a lot of people in this community forgot exactly what this is. And I remind my people in the chat, this is Crystal Dynamics is a multi-million-dollar corporation that is handling a multi-billion-dollar IP. We are consumers. They are selling us a product. All this stuff you see about, guys, we love you, all this, no, it's there are obviously genuine people at every corporation that really feel passionately about what they do, but they answer to people who don't give a shit about any of that. So people have to keep in mind that as much as you really love this game and this community, at the end of the day, we are consumers. They look at us as potential dollar signs. So I knew that when I knew that, first of all, I was telling my subscribers 4 months that these are going to be paid at some point. I'm just letting you know. I don't care if you call me conspiracy theorist, it's going to be paid. That's how this works.
I said the same, so I'm right down with you, bro.
It is what it is. You believe me or not, but this is how I know. How I'm no stranger to live service games. I know the hustle. So when I saw them in the marketplace, I was more like, I knew they were going to do it, but they did it in the worst possible way.
Yeah.
And that's what I was telling people. The problem wasn't that they lied. I mean, obviously that's not great, but the problem is that they felt the need to not only lie, but not even offer up some kind of primer beforehand, like, hey guys,
no lube.
No, they just no Vaseline. They just threw them in the marketplace.
Let me slide this real quick.
And just pieced out. And I felt like there was so much anger because a lot of people for the first time are realizing, oh, they don't actually care. Oh no. Like,
not when it comes to money.
And I'm sure, and again, there are people, Andy, these people are passionate about the game, but the people who they answer to were like, they don't give a shit about any of that. They're like, hey, we got quarterly reports. This game is expensive as hell. Figure it out. That's why I also didn't give them too much credit when they reversed it, because I'm a content creator. We all have we're content creators here. We all have a little bit of ego. We want to feel like our contributions, our opinions influence things, and to some degree they do. But I'm not deluding myself. I know the only reason that those consumables came off the marketplace is because they weren't making enough money off of it. If those consumables were flying out of the store and they were raking in profits, they would have kept them. they may have put out a statement justifying it. They might have just kept being radio silent. But if they weren't making a lot of money off of that, they would have kept them there. The only reason they took them out is because the profits weren't what they were expecting, and they felt the PR backlash wasn't worth it, considering they weren't making that much money. That's why the apology statement they put out there wasn't really, taking full responsibility for what they did. It was a boilerplate PR. We're going to apologize, but also cover our asses because we don't want to fully admit fault here. But just we want you guys to feel good, like you got to win here, and we can all walk away and move on from this. Which I was like, fine, I understand. This is how their lawyers drew that up. This is PR. That's That's how that works. But
I'm
I
gonna just
wasn't
say
gonna,
this though: a dub is a dub. I mean, if you get the dub, you get the dub, bro.
It was good they did it, but I'm not going to throw them. I'm not going to throw them a parade because they made it because they took something out of the marketplace and purely because they weren't making enough money off of it to justify it being there. Like, I'm not deluding myself about it. So good that they're gone, but something like this is probably going to happen in the future. Let's be honest. The underlying reason behind that whole fiasco wasn't properly addressed at all. So it could definitely still happen at some point. They're being gun shy right now because, the spotlight's on them. They got a lot riding on the Spider-Man update. They don't want to rock the boat. But, down the line, something like this could happen again because they still need to make money. I still don't think the marketplace, the way it's set up right now, is efficient enough to make them enough money. So at some point, they're going to have to do something else, whether it's charging for the loot boxes, charging for heroes, charging for expansions. They got to do something if they're going to keep the lights on.
If they go free to play, I won't mind that.
I wouldn't either.
Yeah, we can talk about that, but I definitely would mind that. Let's move on to you, Jay. I know you didn't really give two craps about the consumables being in the marketplace, and you actually had some good reasons that they should be there. So they removed them, and it's just in game now. Your thoughts on that, boss?
My thoughts at this moment in time are: can we flip the boxes or something? I don't want to have to follow him every time because he just steals the show, and how am I supposed to follow that? I was actually kind of kidding. I was giving him some credit. All right, that was I agree with what he said.
It's cheating. It's cheating. Go back to the line. It's cheating. Go back to the end of the line.
Put me on the back of the bus. You racist.
Sadot's making his own videos right here. He's got the 20 minutes.
No, I mean, I'll tell you what. I was so glad that I was at New York Comic Con when that happened because I missed most of the drama. Right. I came back to it, but I was never bothered by it. I thought that it kind of made sense if they were gonna do it to do it when they did when it went to Xbox Game Pass. All of a sudden you've got this mass influx of new players that are probably gonna want to play a little bit of catch up that aren't gonna have all the free ones that we had that we've accumulated and whatnot, and pretty much still have. I mean, I agree with everybody completely. The way that they did it, definitely stupid, point blank. You can't just drop something that big, that impactful and duck, they have a channel, like Johnny said, they have people, creators that they talk to directly that they could have said, hey, this is coming, don't be surprised or something. That's one of those things they never should have just dropped blindly. You know what I mean? You've got to announce that in advance. I don't know that it would have mattered. I think people would have still had the same reaction, but at least they would have had time to say, ooh, yeah, never mind. Dip the toes in a little bit.
I think if they would have actually said something and the guys in the Illuminati was like, oh, this is coming, I think the reaction would have been a lot different. And to piggy off of what Sadot said, I think that more people would have actually bought them. You know what I mean? Like you said, you had a really great example of the guy who doesn't have the hours to put in. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and exactly. Buy a consumable for $5 and play or whatnot. You know what I mean? I thought that's actually
as a family, as kids.
Yeah, to me, $5 for a week of extra XP is not that big of a deal. Literally every game does it. Not every game, a lot of games do it. I just bought I don't have any here, but I've been buying Rockstars, so I could get all the stuff for Halo, and
Doritos.
Yeah, to get the Doritos for Call of Duty, it's out there, people do it. So to me, it was never a big deal. But I have this guy that follows me. He's like, dude, I work over 40 hours a week. I have 4 kids. When I sit down to play Xbox or PlayStation, when I play Avengers, yeah, I want a little bit of an edge. I don't have time to sit here and cheese the same Black Widow mission 15 hours a day. Like, to me, that's more egregious. The people that like, and I don't care how people play the game, by the way. If you do that, I don't care. Like, whatever. Like, it's your time and your money. It's not mine. I'm not going to judge anybody. But like, what's the difference between somebody paying $5 for a week of extra XP and another kid that doesn't have the same responsibilities, just sitting there for 8 hours a day, cheesing the Black Widow, checkpoint, So yeah, I forgot I made that point. So thank you.
Yeah.
No,
I'm getting old.
We all are.
Go ahead, Gone, bro. Go ahead and wrap that. This last thing up.
I'm honestly gonna piggyback off of what Jay said because I feel I wanna say this up front, right? All the points that you guys said about them being wrong and the way they approached them in general, wrong, right? There's two major large platforms that they could have went to, and let's throw in a third, right? They could have used Reddit, Discord, and also Twitter to survey their entire community on a poll about consumables, and if they were A, are cool with them, B, if they'd buy them. They easily, I mean, I don't want to throw, because hindsight's like 2020, right? I don't want to throw them under the bus too much, but those like easy surveys that they could have gave them so much info on the aftermath of this consumer, consumable drop. But at the same point, I have people in my community who are like super cool with buying them. They want to use them because they only like you guys are talking about, they work 50, 60 long hours a week, dude. They're like semi truck drivers. They work 4 days in a row and then they get 3 days off. Those 3 days are important for them. They could use a 72 hour and play for 12 to 16 hours a day on the weekend and get like good hours on their game finally and make up for lost time throughout the week. So it's like, at the end, I see both sides of the street, man. Like, and I'm not really like a picky person on either one. If it's gonna help the game and make them an extra $1 to keep the lights on, like we're all talking about too, let's do it. Like, who cares? I'm not buying them. I'm probably not buying them, right? Like, I play the game enough to where I'm like, I don't need this. I'll take the extra XP when it comes on the weekends and play a little bit extra. But like, I mean, I just take the free consumables when I get them. Like, I got like the whole lot full of them there already just for free. Like, I've never bought any of them. It's just what it just is what it is. I mean, but like I said, man, I know plenty of people who are like, they play Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and they want to use a consumable even on 4 times XP.
Right. No, yeah. I mean, I love Jay's point. That story about the guy, who can't play as much as he would like to play, but still likes the game. That's a good point. And again, if the communication, which is our next segment that we're going into, if the communication was there, I don't think that we would have had a last roundtable, to be honest with you. I don't think the roundtable would have even happened because nobody would have actually been upset because you would have known what was going on. At that point, we didn't know shit. We was just like, okay, oh no, I'm done. Hyrule, I quit. You know what I mean? Hyrule didn't play for 2 months, dude. Laajune
he went to Pokemon videos.
Yeah, exactly. Like, go get your Pikachu on real quick. So speaking of communication, though, lately it's been a lot better, guys. Like, I mean, I'm actually digging it. I know some of us, bottom right corner right now, aren't so pleased with the communication, but I actually think it's been a lot better. From Discord to Twitter to Reddit to Instagram, they've just been there. I think it could be a little more condensed, and everything could be in each of those different platforms. But for right now, I think they're doing their thing. Let's switch it up a little bit and start with Mr. Imagine. Go ahead, Laajune. How are you feeling about communication right now, boss?
It's still iffy. It's still iffy for me because like Sadot said, like the way they do it, it doesn't fit it. Like it's just not. It's not like they improving. I give them that, but they not there yet. They're not there yet. So like, especially like talking about like little things, like little information when it comes to like say for instance for like Spider-Man's web status, like nobody knows if it was going to be a negative or positive. Now they confirmed it as it's going to be like neither. Right. But something like that could have been easily communicated. Something like that, so simple.
Yeah, but isn't it supposed to trigger both though? It's supposed to be like a converter to opposite both, right? It's not supposed to be just like completely.
It's just like cakes.
Wait, whoa. We'll talk about that. That's down the line. That's down the line. Don't go there yet.
All right.
Nerds.
Yeah, right.
FK, your thoughts on communication? Discord, Twitter, Reddit, Instagram, everywhere. How do you build?
Since I started playing this game, that I had one issue was the comms about gear was bad. The comms about the game itself was bad. The marketing was awful. So I think I spent like 9 months or more saying, well, this is not working. You know, you want to get hype to the game and you are posting screenshots of people taking photos. Okay, keep that, but include something else. Now, when it comes to the real facts of the communications on the game right now, improving, like Laajune said, is it good? Still think they have a long way to go, man. Long way. Outriders did the new update, and remember here, I don't play Outriders. And I can get what they brought to the game now new. I know. Now, just for reading a bit of the info that they put it out there. And I never played Outriders, couldn't care less. And now, like Arn said, I don't even know if everyone will have the webs on actually status. We don't know anything, in all honesty, which is good and bad at the same time. They're going to present something on the 29th, and then the character comes out on the 30th. So we don't have time to advertise. It's like we're going to advertise us here when you got a bunch of content creators on the Illuminati thing that could do that work for you even better than you do.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So
no, I hear you.
No, again, no. But it's improving. We got to give them that. So it's improving.
Stardust, you actually talk to a lot of the devs, and you're in their discords, and you pretty much live in Andy's house.
Yeah, bro. I have to find out. So okay, so I'll be honest. The reason that I started doing videos like that is because the information is so. First of all, it's much better communication than it was at launch, but the problem is the information is divided everywhere. So, like, if I go to Discord, I'll see Alex talk about stuff about the web status, right? So that was why I responded to Garn. Like, it is a neutral. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't upgrade your damage. It doesn't do it. It's just a part of Spider-Man's kit, right? Found that out through Discord, looking for it. Do you know what I mean? Like, Brian on his Twitter will occasionally give a bit of information. Someone over here will give a bit of information. They're things that genuinely shouldn't be locked to Twitter, Discord, it should be put into the weekly blog every week. All the information that you can say, shove it in the blog where everyone goes to read it at once. People shouldn't have to go on the Discord and scour messages, thousands and thousands of messages, or go on Reddit and things like that. Like, we know they're there. We know that the devs talk up there. That's great. But like, it's weird to me that like it's like a treasure hunt for information.
Damn.
It's good. Don't get me wrong. It's good that they're talking, but it's the fact that it's all over the place that's the problem.
There's no condense it all together, right? Like get it all together, or put it all on the same, right? Like that blog, like the weekly blog you're talking about. Pack that full as much as you can, and then post that on Twitter, on the Gram, on Discord, on Reddit, and that's where everyone needs to go. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't have to look like we shouldn't have to dig through and sift through all of the crap to find the one diamond at the bottom.
In theory, content creators shouldn't have to like do any videos of like dev comments that come out of the arse of any random website. You know what I mean? It should be genuinely them that kind of put it into the spotlight. Don't get me wrong, devs are allowed to have chats about the game. They're allowed to maybe a little bit of information spills and stuff like that. But these are things that genuinely need to be heard, like the web status effect, right? That's a cool new thing. Everyone wants to know about that.
Stop.
Sorry, no, I'm not. Listen. Oh, go on. Listen.
Stop going already. I gotta stop you, damn it. Damn.
Let me think of something. All right. How about this? Okay, I'll move on. So, all right.
Actually,
So,
we just
Ali-
gonna move on from you, Johnny. Would you like?
Wow.
We
Wow.
Listen,
Cut the man
You're telling me-
off.
So you're
Cut
telling
him
me.
off.
You're telling me. You're
The music
telling
started
me-
playing, bro.
Wait. You're
Play them off.
we all knew
Sadot
that
over
5
here gets the
minutes
full
into it,
video, and
you
I
will
get
put the
nothing.
dick out.
That's
We all
crazy.
knew.
So I would
I-
just like to start by saying web status. No, I'm kidding.
I feel like Johnny just had the first pick in a fantasy draft, and he had to like wait for it to come all the way back to him.
That's right. There you go. Here is my thing, man. When we're talking about communication, I have never seen somebody be so close to a gold mine and so utterly freaking inept at the same time, right?
Jesus.
Like when you were talking about like Alex or the devs or Brian talking directly to us and explaining to us their thought process behind this perk and interaction, it's gold. That's what you need 100% of the time, right? That's the information players want to know is directly from the devs. How is this shit going to work, right? That should be 99% of your PR, right? You should be doing that shit all the time. But then when they're giving us, hey, look, the inspiration behind this thing, we used to color red because our moms made us sandwiches in the day. So we don't give any shits about that. Nobody cares. Nobody's listening to it. Nobody's reading that shit. I look at my phone, I scroll right past it. Like, tell us the shit about the game, right? That's what we want to know. And, and to his point, put it somewhere concise, clear, concise messaging. If you guys remember back to the Marvel Heroes, that's where Brian is so close to my heart, dude. Asros came to those forums, told us shit a lot of the times he wasn't even supposed to say. But it was like direct communication. You went to the forums. I want to know about a thing. Right there it is. Right. So, and then the other point too is like, FK and Jay and Laajune will kind of have to back me up on this, man, is that last stream that we saw with Alex, right? When you guys got to see him get so excited about talking about stuff. That is a thing that happens in this Illuminati Discord when Andy and the PR folks get out of the way and we have people like Morgan and we have people like Alex and they just start talking. You see this legitimate excitement about they wish they could tell us all the things.
Yeah.
Right. And those are the moments that make me feel excited about the future. Because if they are that excited to tell us shit behind closed doors, we know the future is going to be cool, right? And you need to figure out how to convey that to everyone, right? So that's what I'm saying. Stop all this other horse shit. We don't care about all that, right? You need to have Alex. You need to have Morgan. You need to have Brian. You need to be doing more streams that are these men answering questions directly from the community about what the future of this game is. And if you do that, PR be on point. Right.
Jayshockblast, you want to follow that?
Can you move him to the end of the line too? No, I don't want to follow that.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding. So, geez, yeah, I could. There's so much nerd shit going on in that chat. I read it. I'm like, what the? Okay, let me just make a joke right now.
Right.
That's all I really have. So yeah, I think it's really cool to see them be passionate. I'm glad that they're focusing more on some people that have a lot to contribute. It's very, very clear that a lot of you nerds really like your gear. So now that we've got this going on, I think they have been doing their best. I think it's hard though, because you see a lot of people like I don't go on their Discord. I definitely don't go on Reddit. It's hard to find that one place where everybody knows to go for it, for the information. So it's just, I don't know what the perfect place is. Cause there's people that use Facebook, there's people that use Twitter. It's hard to manage all of that. So it would be nice if it all lived in one place, like their blog. But again, these conversations are happening here or there. You can't see my hands here or there, and how do you piece all that together and make sure that it gets out there? I don't know if there is a perfect way to do that, but I think we do get people well, definitely not me, but Johnny and Laajune, and they understand all this nerd stuff, and they make sure that everybody hears it. I just smile and nod, look pretty.
20. Let's talk to him, baby.
Yeah, follow that.
All right, man. So I think the communication is dog water, but it used to be dog shit. So they are progressing.
It's a step up, right?
And I wish it was as simple as, oh yeah, talk more, or take this stuff that you put on the Discord and put it on the blog and copy and paste here and there. These sound like simple things because they are, but these are symptoms, I think, of a larger problem, and it explains everything: the poor communication, the lackluster gear system, the bugs, all of it. It's all connected to one simple thing. There is a extreme leadership vacuum right now at Crystal Dynamics, and it's existed, from what I can tell, since even before the game launched. Alex was alluding to this a little bit. He was talking about gear, and I picked up a little bit of this when he was talking about how he had to convince his boss to allow him to work to improve the gear for the raid, because apparently the gear that the way they came up with gear before was I don't know, literally throwing shit at the wall and just putting it out there, because apparently Alex had to convince them to let him do Wakanda gear, and then off the strength of the Wakanda gear, they let him work on the raid gear. But then the raid gear, even then, he said he kept getting his ideas shot down, so he had to compromise here, compromise there. So there's somebody above these devs that are telling them what they can and can't do, and those people are fucking morons, from everything I can tell.
Okay.
You know what sucks though is there's always in that like corporate structure.
Consistent. There's always that's pretty much every corporation. The people they're really smart people who are competent and passionate, and that doesn't translate to authority. Unfortunately, the stupidest people are in authority. So if there was smarter people in charge that could also hold them accountable, like if they had somebody who can really get shit done, there's no way they would let the communication team get away with only posting in the Discord because it makes them feel better, because people say mean things sometimes on Reddit. They would just like, no, fucking do your job, take the shit on the blog, put it here, do it. I don't care, do it. But there's no one doing that. It's like it feels like there's a lot of people having free time to just kind of freelance, do what they want to do here, do what they want to do there. Like, there's a head of communications who from what I can tell, community relations, that from what I can tell does nothing except slide into the DMs of Avengers hater. I don't know what the hell. I don't know what the hell's going on over there. They need somebody who can kind of be like, hey guys, get this done. Like Alex was saying that they've improved the play testing standards, because apparently there were none before. They had people trying to test the OLT with characters that had nothing but blue gear on, and then on the other end they had people that were trying to test content with completely broken, powerful, overpowered builds that are literally impossible to put together. So the fact that we're almost in year 2 and they just figured out how to put together a play test is fucking alarming. It does not make me excited for the future, because I'm like, how did it get to this point, and how are they going to solidify and improve this? Are they going to promote Alex and put him in charge? Like, they already got Phil doing 3 different jobs. Like, what is going on over there? So until I think issues behind the scenes are figured out, this game is only going to go forward so much, and I hate that the success of the game seems to depend on how much leeway they give people like Alex to actually do their jobs. I don't like that. Who was that?
I don't know.
Someone's in a tunnel at the moment.
Yeah, somebody driving while sitting down.
What is it?
Blood, would you like to just wrap that last thing up on the communication? How you thinking it's going so far right now? I know you have a lot of big guys to follow up behind, but we would like your opinion on this, bro. Everybody's important, man. Everybody has a voice.
Y'all can talk. I guess from someone that's not a content creator, at least not yet. Communication's important, right? If I had to illustrate how they've just done so far, it's like an off and on relationship, right? It's like they want you to buy their game, they want you to appreciate it, they want to be with you, but then it's like the more content we get, the more things that they're bringing to the game, right? It's like, well, we're not going to tell you about it. We're not going to tell you about the consumables or the nerfing of characters or things like that. Now it's like, they don't want to be in the relationship with you. So I can kind of understand where a lot of these guys are coming from, but if I had to just say, man, we kind of like need consistency. Like, it's one thing to like not know something because someone doesn't want to tell you or they don't feel that it's the appropriate time to, but as a community, you guys as content creators, right? You guys want to see, from what I understood from listening to Ollie, you guys want to see communication. You guys want to be hit on it, right then and there when it comes out. You guys want to be able to understand, like, for new content, what's going to be there, what's not going to be there, how is the gameplay going to roll before the content drops. So I can kind of see all of that. Hopefully we get that in the future. I'm kind of leaning like on Sadot. It's bad, but there's always the room for improvement. So that's kind of the actual bright side of all of this. So I guess we'll just have to see what happens.
All right, then. Since we all talked about the communication and we see that they're working on it, we'll do my favorite little thing, fire or trash. For those who don't know, and we won't say any names, but for those who don't know, fire is good, trash is bad. Thanks to Slice Storm, that's his little twin over there. But we'll just go communication straight down the line. Fire or trash? Johnny, fire or trash?
We're trash, but improving.
Okay. FK, fire or trash?
Trash and going a mile at a time.
Stardust, fire or trash?
Trash.
Okay.
Trier.
Fucking dude. Bloody.
Bro, it's a mixture of both because they might get better later as Trier, bro.
Stardust. It's not your turn anymore, bro. We're past you now. Fire or trash, Blood?
I'm gonna go fire, bro. I'm gonna go fire.
June?
Trash. Oh shit.
Jayshockblast?
It's trash.
It was a dumpster, but now it's a trash can.
That makes sense.
I'm taking the dog shit to dog water analogy. I'm just trying to live in Sadot's shadow.
Fire trash, bro.
I definitely have to go. I'm gonna piggyback on the trash. It's trash, but getting better. I do think the more they involve people like Alex, the more they involve people like Brian, and have more open dev streams, like what Johnny had talked about. Actually get into the meat and content of the game. Like, no offense to the people who do love cosmetics, but I feel like most of us don't want to see what the new cosmetic is that you're going to drop in the store that next Thursday. No offense. We want to see what improvements are going to like happen and things like that about the game. That's the communication lapse that they're having.
Gotcha. Twin, I know it's trash. What kind of trash is it for you today, sir?
Dumpster.
Well, there's definitely a fire inside of the trash.
a flaming bag of dog
I
food.
get
Is that
shit.
what you're
I
trying to
get
get at? Is
Trier.
Smell-
I got shit for Trier.
It smells like there might be some diapers in there, but the fire.
If y'all don't got kids,
The fire hasn't spread too far. You know, it's not a raging inferno. You know, it's definitely quieted down. So the trash is getting a little cooler, but it still needs someone to stamp it out.
You
So
can't
it's
put
good.
your foot in if it got diapers in it, though.
Stardust can volunteer.
There you go. There you go. There you go, Jack Black. You got this, sir.
Yo, yeah, you know what, right? Okay. Next time I'll bother with the rubbish, all right? I won't bother with fucking Excelsior podcast. I'll sit on the trash, bro. That'll be what I do.
Bro!
Yo, just make sure you're not on
What has
Sadot's trash.
Excelsior
This is
ever
on
done
fire.
to you?
So
What has Excelsior ever done to you, Stardust?
I have been
quite
bullied, dude.
Now I
I
can't
say-
unsee Jack Black now. So thank you.
I say, listen, right? Listen, sir. I say Trier, right? Everyone's like, yo, shut up. Sadot does this great presidential speech about trash, and everyone's like, yes, absolutely, sir. My guy, yes.
Well, I mean, he does get a little bit of preferential treatment. He's my twin. Come on.
Yeah,
now.
it's
Come
about
on, bro.
it's about presentation. You know this.
At least he's honest. That's all
If
good.
you had-
At least he's honest.
Maybe I don't know, Stars. Maybe throwing some background music. You know, get Tenacious D in there to liven it up a little bit.
I just get a green screen. That's what it is.
Just get a green screen.
Get a green screen. Gives you a little more professional of a look. You know, people listen to you.
I'm wearing a tuxedo next one, right?
Shit, yeah. We
Do what
all
you gotta
with
do,
sunglasses
man.
on.
Do what you gotta do.
All right. Cosmetic rework or the lack thereof a cosmetic rework. Doing one of the last weekly wrap-ups, which is a show we host on Saturdays here. We pretty much grab people from the community and just talk about what happened during the week. And speaking of my twin, he made a great, him and cute little Chaos Kitty made great observations that it's not really a cosmetic rework. It's just the same cosmetic vendor, which is Chastity. She's back and they've added shipments. That's literally the only difference. Laajune, can we start with you on this, bro? I kind of want to pick your brain on this, dog. What's your word on that, though? How do you feel about that? Is it? I mean, does it make you feel any kind of way at all, or?
It kind of does, because like when I first, when we learned about it, when I learned about it, I'm like, what was the point of taking out the cosmetic vendor if you just go add it back and you just add a shipment? Like, I mean, it continues to like the point that narrative that they took it out so people could get stuff from the marketplace. But I mean, the shipments is a cool idea. I mean, if you know the thing, if you know, you go blow through that. Right. But yeah, it's weird. Like, it wasn't the point of taking out the cosmetic vendor. The shipments is a cool thing, but it's just weird to me.
Okay. Gorn, how are you? How does it make you feel? Any kind of way at all?
I mean, it's kind of a good thing, right? I mean, I do look at the glass a little half full as opposed to half empty, more or less. But I mean, it's like a step in the right direction. But at the end of the day, it's not really much of a change. The shipments are kind of a cool idea, right? Like that's something that a lot of games do, like random packs that you can buy through like in-game currency, or just randomly find in the world. Maybe do like a weekly challenge or a mission or something like that to get a shipment, right? All that's kind of an open thing for them now. And then also they're gonna have exclusive cosmetics in there. I mean, as much as I did just bash on cosmetics, it's kind of cool. Exclusive cosmetics are always cool.
Yeah. FK, you feeling any kind of way?
Yeah, picking back on Garn, because exclusive skins and cosmetics is always good, man. The way that they did it, no, just it's not a loot box because you can see the items. I couldn't care less, man. You took my pleasure on those boxes because I like to see the unknown. You know, you open a box, it's not money wise, so there's no problem on it. It's like units. You can get units for free. You don't have to buy those. So it's not loot box if you don't see the actually things that are on the box. Now you put on the description on the boxes and you say, yeah, I don't want to open this right now. I will because then I need that for getting the Iron Man Wakanda suit. So it's all good. But if by the end of the day they told me on a blog, listen again, on a blog, it would be amazing to have like a raid or elite raid or OLT exclusive skins that you can only win when you finish those. Okay, you finish those. The OLT is kind of sus, but okay, the raid and elite raid, you'll get exclusive skins. You reach 375 with hero, you get an exclusive skin. But now putting the same thing that we always had, and they took it out because they wanted to make money, which once again, my opinion is a game should sell whatever a game should sell. I couldn't care less. But try to be, I don't know, don't be a square, okay? Don't be a square. Think a bit outside. The community will help. And the people that actually like skins, not me, couldn't care less, will actually grab them and be happy with that. So that's kind of my take on that, to be honest.
Okay. Stardust. Cosmetic
sure?
rework or yeah, bro, we good. We good. We good.
All right, listen. It took 8 months for a baby step, bro. Like, listen, you can't tell me that they didn't spend at least 6 of those months making skins to put in these shipments. There's no shot. Like, there's a lot of items they're shoving in there, and there's no chance it didn't take 3/4 of the time just to make all those outfits. I think shipments came in like 3 months after the fact. Like, I think that wasn't a full. I think it took ages for them to go, what should we do with it? What should we do with it? Make the skins, make the skins. Oh, yeah, shipments are great. That's it. And that was it. Then they ran out of plans because, like, let's be honest, Cosmetic Vendor comes back, patterns come back with no new skins involved. The takedowns that are in the shipments are like level 50 takedowns. They're bringing back level 50 skins, not retroactively giving them to people that like got to level 50. It's just a baby step, too small of a thing after 8 months to like hype it up like earnable cosmetics on the roadmap, and it's just like, so we got loot boxes now, but everything else that you knew 8 months ago is back, and that's it. Like, it's whatever, mate. Whatever.
And the patterns is to get units. You'll have the patterns to get units like they are doing right now. So,
well, Jay, I know that you buy skins all the time. I'm always in your streams. You always got a new Thor skin going on. Yeah. Your thoughts on the cosmetic reworks and the shipments added? I mean, it's not really a rework, but
I can see why like people feel the way they do, because it does feel like we're just bringing back something that was already there. I kind of feel like what happened. I am of the belief that they never should have taken it down to begin with, because even if they like left it there, like it just didn't add to it, people would just stop using it. But at least it's there. Right. But I think what happened is they hired Brian. I'm pretty sure this is his project, and I think when they took it down, they had one path they were going to go down, and then they hired him, and he said, "Let's do this." And it shifted the gears a little bit. I don't know that to be factual, but I do know that like that's the type of thing that's in his wheelhouse. And I mean, they had something similar to that in Marvel Heroes. Like when it went onto the console, the only way you got the cosmetics was in the loot boxes, basically, and it was all random and stuff like that. So, you know, I have a feeling that's kind of what happened, and it's easy to look at it and say, well, all they did was bring the same thing back and add a loot box. And yeah, that's sort of what happened, but I don't think they went into it with a plan, and I think that's the real problem. But it does seem like they are, like, the people that we're seeing now are the people that are bringing really good ideas to the table, and I'm just glad that we're getting to that point. I think the shipments are going to be cool. You know, it seems like, I mean, you're going to get about 30 of them free every month, so it's really just a matter of possibly buying up to 70 to make sure you get the chase skin, if you will, which shouldn't really be that hard. But I don't know, man. I think it's a different idea. I do agree with FK about like the whole point of a box is to like be surprised, but like, because to me it's like I need to buy them anyway. Like, why am I going to wait 24 hours, to see what's in the next one? Just get it over with, peel the Band-Aid off.
I
If I
think
got it,
it's
let's
just a
do it.
rush through it, huh? Yeah, that makes sense.
But that's kind of the way I look at it. I know whenever we did our old dev calls with them, I was the one that was asking, hey, what's the status here? What's going on? Like why, like, what's up? Because like it really didn't make sense to take it down at all. Like, so
no, it didn't.
there's one thing that I'm actually a little disappointed in. It used to be when you hit level 50, you got a skin for it. And now all of those are going into the loot pool. So that's a little interesting. And also, I think somebody brought up that it's just the same stuff in the Chastity's store. They are putting new things in Chastity's store, so it's not just the same stuff that was there before. They did add stuff, but I don't know. I think that's some of like the conversations that I've seen and like the things that I've asked, personally when I've had the opportunity. So I mean, it is what it is.
Okay. Twin, you want to comment on the cosmetic rework and added shipments thingy? How do you feel about? Does it make you feel any kind of way?
I feel nothing, because
you're not a human. You're an alien. Okay, cool.
It's just because it's very. This is to me. I feel sometimes I feel isolated in this way, but I just see this company as just extremely transparent. Like I get what they're trying to do. I get why they do the things they do most of the time. They're just really bad at doing it. And I don't understand why. Because this game is littered with ideas and projects that are just implemented in the most inefficient possible ways. And if that's where it goes back to lack of leadership. It feels like they just don't have priorities. Like when they first announced that they were going to do this rework, obviously the reason they gave was, complete and utter bullshit. But I, more than just thinking about why they were really removing all this stuff, I was thinking, why are they doing this? Why this now? This is a game at that point. Still no recalibration system, no end game, terrible loot system, unfinished ping system, unfinished. You had the unfinished champion system. You're selling $5. You're selling $5 emotes with no emote wheel. Why the fuck are you doing a cosmetic rework at this point? Who's asking for it, and what's the upside? So when I started seeing the conspiracy theories about, it's about the marketplace, I'm like, I guess, but it seems like just incompetence. Like there's different people behind the scenes that are like, oh, we should do this, and no, we got to do this. Oh, we don't have money for that. Let's do this, and the end result is just these hastily implemented projects that usually end up blowing right back in their faces and feeding the trolls and making people that are loyal to the game more and more disillusioned. And this rework is on top of that. Like, again, fine shipment, fine loot boxes. I know they're doing their best to make it seem like it's not loot boxes because they don't want to admit that they broke another promise. That famous video from E3 specifically said no loot boxes. Here we are.
I
At
can agree.
least we're not paying cash for them, bro.
Exactly, I can agree because for me, the loot boxes.
It's literally a loot. First of all, you are going to pay for it at some point. Let's not delude ourselves.
You still own that? How you still hold tight to that?
Until it's there, it's not.
The future of this game is they want this to be a mobile game. They want this to be a free to play cash cow. That's the direction they want to go. They brought Brian. They brought in the loot boxes. They've tested out going free in different places to see what kind of reaction they get. They implemented the idea of consumables. It's only a matter of time. That's where this is all going. I see the writing on the wall. It's probably the best thing they can do with what they have in order to extend the life of this game. just go free to play and just fully embrace all of the wonders of the live service industry. All of the pay to win BS. It's all going to come eventually.
If they would have just did that from the jump, I probably would still be playing the game without any of these issues. If
this was as money hungry as DC Universe Online or NBA 2K,
no, exactly, Jim.
Nobody
or like every Marvel mobile game.
or Future Revolution, nobody would care as long as it's good. People spend thousands of dollars on Future Revolution, even though it takes literally zero skill to play. You can
literally autoplay it.
There's literally an autoplay option, but people spend thousands of dollars on that game because they have content. You can play with other people, and they have beautiful looking skins. And you can customize your beautiful looking skins.
And your skins give you attributes, right?
Don't they boost you? That's part of the pay to win aspect. Marvel's Avengers, the cosmetics are optional, and let's be honest, a lot of them are low quality. And that's part of the reason why you hear so many people complaining about the marketplace. It's not that people don't want to spend money, it's that they expect more from a AAA Marvel game. So if you want to sell your skins, you want to push your loot boxes, I'm fine. Do that, but be transparent about it and be efficient with it. Because let's be real, you're not smarter than us. We can see. I know what you're doing before you do it. Don't try to hide it. Just be upfront. Every time you try some sneaky shit, it blows up in your face. You were not fooling anybody with that XP nonsense. You weren't fooling anybody when you said you were removing earnable cosmetics coincidentally right before MCU skins dropped because people were complaining about, I don't know, too many patterns or something. Literally the only thing people complained about was the legendaries and chassis. They were like, hey, can every once in a while, can you just rotate them? Yeah, every once in a while, just to switch it up. And they were like, got it. Let's remove all ways of earning from the game. We hear you loud and clear.
Legendary, you gonna pay $1,400 for.
See you in 8 months. You're not smart. We know what you're doing. So be honest, be transparent, and give us good shit. People will happily pay $15, even $20 for an MCU skin or any kind of great looking Marvel cosmetic if it's good. People spend all sorts of money on Marvel because this is a community
Don't give
full of
them no
nerds.
ideas about raising the prices, though, bro. We good.
We just got them in a good spot.
We will not pay over.
Let's change things. Put
Johnny,
the DLPs. Put the
you want to
DLPs
wrap
out
this
for
up
free.
real quick for us, boss, with the cosmetic rewards? So does it make you feel any kind of way?
I tell you, like, I'm really of two worlds on this, right? Sadot really hit on some of my deepest fears about where this game could go. But I do want to touch on what Jay said. I might get myself in trouble here. I hope not.
Do it. I've already been down that path.
Right,
Yeah,
right. Like Jay kind of opened the door, so I'm going to open a little bit more. But if I'm remembering right, we had a very in-depth conversation with Brian about. You're 100% right. Brian took things over, and basically everything was just sitting there not being touched. They had no idea what in the hell they wanted to do. So Brian came to him and was like, look, I used to do this on Marvel Heroes. Why don't you let me see what I can come up with? And he also came up with the fact that I believe his wording was, he said in a chest somewhere, he found a bunch of skins that were just sitting. That they were skins that started to be worked on that were going to go on the marketplace. And Brian was like, hey, can we finish these and put them in the system? I got this idea, right? So the loot table that we will be getting is much larger than what it used to be. So it's the same vendor character, but we are going to have a lot better rotation and a lot more selection of different qualities, right? And we have already been hitting them about the stuff Sadot saying, like, are you going to sell these? Are you going to sell these? We probably asked them that 437 times, right? To the point to where they're like, no, stop asking. No, and no crossplay, Johnny Rocker. Shut up about it. No,
Exactly, no crossplay.
Yes.
So, like,
Yeah,
you know,
I definitely. I asked when we had that last conference call. I had asked about because Sadot, like I gave him credit.
Right.
He gave me the idea about whether or not they were going to sell those credit bundles or anything, and they
more so I scared the shit out of you.
I mean, however we want to put it, but that's probably actually more accurate. But yeah, like I was like, look, man, like it's already been floated out there. You guys going to be selling credits so that you can buy these, and they could not have been more emphatic that it's not happening.
They said it so fast.
Right. Well, and I think that they understand by the thermonuclear shit show that we just got through that if they do something like that, it's going to be 10 times worse. Right.
Yeah.
The people that are trying to give them the benefit of the doubt are thinking about, I'm done. You know, I'm done.
If they do that again, Johnny, you understand how, bro, this game is going to tank like the Titanic tank. I mean, just straight down, bro.
And to piggyback off what Sadot said, one of the things I'm worried about, man, I don't know if you can see back here, but I got this little Destiny ghost sitting back here next to my PS5. And you talk about a game that has broke my will to live, right? That they can snow their community saying, hey, you know, this content that you play and love, we're going to put that in the vault and take that away from you right now. But you just keep playing. And then 2 months later, look, guys, brand new shit. It's the stuff you done played for 7 years. And here it is back, brand new with the new coat of polish. I am terrified of that in this game, right? Like we have had enough of recycled bullshit. I have fought the same aim mans in the same aim hallways enough, right? 2022 has got to be about new, right? You got to go new. Like
I'm going to piggyback off of what you're talking about right now, Johnny. You said your fears, right? That spooks you. That gives you a little 100%. Bit of Casper, right? So let's talk about the raid. We got the raid coming. One of my biggest fears for the raid is artificial difficulty. What I mean by that is like we spent what the first 20 minutes of the raid lose. What is that? Why is everybody laughing? What did I miss?
So Dot's just like looking at the over here. Let's start with
Dot's ready. He's ready.
I did the Birdman hands.
Oh shit! Oh god! I mean, seriously though, one of my biggest fears is artificial difficulty, like them spamming us with Sonic disruption the whole raid for no damn reason at all.
Random
stuff like that.
Go.
You know what I mean? Just
literally.
You know, like if you're gonna make the difficulty hard, make it hard. Make the enemies harder. Don't make my health go away for no reason at all, just because I'm walking. You know what I mean? Like, so that's one of my biggest fears. Another one of my biggest fears is when somebody leaves a match. How effed up will that be? You know what I mean? There's no join in progress. So let me see who FK. You look like you ready to go. Go ahead, bro. Just eat them up, dog. You look like you're ready. Go ahead, dog. What's one of your biggest fears right now, boss, for the raid?
Everything.
Damn. He said everything.
FK shaking about the raid.
All right. This was a great podcast, guys. See you later. Like, damn.
There are too many problems. And today I was actually playing and restart checkpoints. Okay, restart checkpoint in a hive, I'm all good. Restart checkpoints on a raid, no thank you. First problem. Second problem, lack of enemies. I don't care what they say. One type of enemies will be not enough. Okay. Third part, rewards. As soon as you reach 175, there's no point to play it. Because, perks. Disgusting on the reward of the guild. Oh, let's put, he's gonna piss himself and put Gamma here and Vibranium there and Sonic there. I don't like it. It's a personal opinion. It doesn't mean that it's bad. It doesn't mean that we cannot do anything with that, but it doesn't actually make me want to play it that bad because of the gear. You're gonna make me play it until I reach 175. Yeah, it will, of course. But other than that, no. Then no joining progress, lack of stable servers, players quitting, and after, imagine that is 90 minutes, which I highly doubt it, but you into 45 minutes on it, somebody just lose connection. It's over there. 45 minutes of my life, it's off.
Damn.
Okay. I lost 45 minutes of my life. No, thank you. So am I afraid? Yes. Am I happy that we're going to have some kind of end game content? I wish, because I still think that will not be the end game content that we need nor deserve. As OG players, as grinders, as looters, the only thing that I like on this is the looter aspect of you need to grind for that 175. Other than that, I'm really shaking about this rate. That's my insight on it.
Stardust, please, what are your fears, my bro? Let me
The
know,
raid,
man.
listen, bro. The raid is my sleep paralysis demon. All right, I get like, I'm there in bed at night. I see fucking claw sound crawling. No, right. The thing is, it's pretty much like every other issue everyone has. A join in progress thing. Absolutely should have been there with the raid. Like, it's something we got to live with. But you know, it's another thing is like. So they really hyped how difficult the Super Adaptoid was, and if you don't do the DPS check at the start before it splits, yeah, it's a pain in the ass. It's random bullshit go, and it's really annoying. It's not fun difficult. It's just like
stupid,
artificial difficulty.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's nonsense, and I feel like you mentioned with the sonic effects and like making you blind and shooting you fucking 30 times in the air and stuff like that, like. You know, it's all that stuff, and I feel like the whole worry about do you need vibranium, do you need sonic, stuff like that, that might be a pain in the ass as well. But like, we'll have to see how many of those enemies are in a room at once and stuff like that. Like, it's stuff that like is a fear for a lot of the end game content as is that difficulty, is that joining progress, like. But we'll just literally have to get our hands on it and see if you can do it solo, because that's basically what you have to hope for. Like, because you can't, it's not enough stabilized there to be like, yeah, I'll definitely be able to get through it with my boys, you know? You got to think, can I do this on my own? And that's weird.
That is a fear. That is, I never even thought about that. Having to thinking about having to do it by myself.
Yeah,
like Sadot can't even get into the OLT today by himself. You know what I mean? Like, if he loads it up himself, it's still gonna crash on him. So that's another thing we got to worry about, is bugs and crashing on top of all our other fears. So let's move to Laajune. I know you kind of short on time, and I don't want to hold you up. So what's your fears on this, bro?
My fear is this joining, of course, people leaving, because even still to this day, I just go into the OLT just to get that experience, because right now wise, the OLT is probably like the hardest mission to do in the game right now if you're running with people, especially randoms. And I just go in there just to get just to carry some people if they having trouble beating it or something like that. And then people just randomly leaving, even though I know I can solo it. I'm not tripping about the Super Adaptoid. But the fact is, for that certain person, if they like at first just going into the OLT or something like that, it ruins the whole run, because if you don't got no DPS check, or if you don't know what to do, like with the little consoles to save the people, still to this day, people don't know what the hell they doing to save, just to hit the top of the consoles, just to save the people and go about the next objective. I'm like, bro. And you got matchmaking on a raid? Shit, man.
That's another thing. Being matched with somebody who's not ready, or whose build isn't together. You know what I mean? Yeah. Johnny, let's go.
I tell you done hit the nail on the head about something that I experience in my stream all the time, and I'm sure you guys heard me say it. I talk about murder mode, right? To where you're playing, and it's usually like high-end content, and the game all of a sudden switches into this mode where bullshittery happens, right? To where like say you're using Thor. Let's use Jay's favorite character, right? You're using Thor. You got that hammer spin. That's a shield block, right? That's supposed to, or shield break. It's supposed to break any shield. And all of a sudden you hit them adaptoids and it says shielded.
Block. Yeah.
Or like Hulkbuster missiles doing no damage. Or those little assholes with their spitty Iron Man lasers that need time to charge up. And the second you get down, everything in that room homes in on you and kills you, right?
Bro.
That's what I call murder mode. And that's the artificial difficulty. It pisses me off. It's like if my characters have to play by your rules, your enemies should have to play by the rules. Right. And that's what I'm worried about the raid is they are just going to take that switch and turn that shit up to 15. Right. So it doesn't matter how much strategy we're using. It doesn't matter how properly we got our characters built. If they decided that this part is supposed to be hard and they're supposed to win, the rules of the game will fundamentally be changed to create artificial difficulty. I'm worried about that. I also share the whole thing about a join-in system. That should have been day one. I still feel like, man, 3 days from this damn thing. If I was sitting in Crystal Dynamics deal and I know how much of a hate boner the press and everybody has for my game, I'd be real worried about putting this thing out 3 days from now, getting all the eyeballs on it, and you got a potential shit show in your hands, right? I would rather eat that bad PR and kick this thing into next year to get it right, right? Like that's look at Cyberpunk, right? Look at that shit. Or really, to me, the models. Look at No Man's Sky, right? That dude was the laughing stock of the gaming community, right? He under-delivered on everything. And what did that man do? He shut his mouth. He turned all his social media off. And that man worked his ass off until that game was exactly what he said it needed to be, right? If it were me and I would be like, guys, here's Iron Man. Maybe here's another character. Here's some shit. We are promising you in-game done right. We're sorry that we're delaying so late, but we're going to take the time to do this right. That's what I would do. Right?
You can't do that right now. Not now. Not even.
I know it's too late now. No,
it's too late. It's already been waited too long. Like that excuse is way too much.
Listen, 3 months ago, done, right? 4 months ago, 6 months ago,
1 month ago would have been.
Well, I'll tell you what.
No, it would be too late because
what I would have done. I wouldn't have kicked all the other shit that they were promising. I wouldn't have moved all that shit off the roadmap for the raid.
Your war patrols,
right? Exactly.
Patrol mode was supposed to be huge, man.
Like, do you know
such a huge thing to happen.
Like you have Brian Wagner, the guy that brought the magic to patrol mode and Marvel Heroes, right? The greatest time I've ever had in a Marvel video game, dude. Spending hours in Midtown Patrol farming gear, right? If you create that with the Avengers combat engine, you have magic. Right?
Yeah, we talked about that.
Been the priority, right? Is like let's get this raid shit right. Let's get this right, and we give people a means to farm gear nonstop to where exotics drop in game engine, not as a reward, and they can spend all the time they want farming that shit with their friends. We will give people a reason to engage with our content while we get this right.
No, that's personally
where I feel like that's where I feel like the mistake was really made. You shouldn't be pushing the raid out till you had all the shit done, right? No join in progress.
It kills the raids.
It's gonna be hard.
Was it that killed patrol mode, in my opinion? The only way
they told us in the meeting that we were going to do patrol mode, but everybody on the internet started bitching about in-game, so we figured let's give them in-game.
That is in-game.
Patrol mode is totally in-game. It's like endless end-game.
That is the ultimate in-game. Just think about how many of y'all that stream, bro.
Y'all preaching to the choir, right?
Can play with your subscribers without having to, you know what I mean? Without having to go back out to the Quinjet. Hey, look, you guys got to bounce. We've got some more people coming in. In the mission, we just never stop. That's perfect in game, dude.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I just got real animated. I apologize.
No, I love it. Get rowdy.
Twin. Go ahead, bro. I don't even know what the hell we were talking about just now. The artificial difficulty in whatnot in the game, bro.
The
The
Raid
yeah,
field.
the raid. I don't even. Yeah, whatever he's talking about. Just talk about.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the FK&A podcast.
Seriously, go ahead, Sadot.
So obviously, joining progress is a problem, and it very well the gear might be trash. From what I've heard from the perks, I've not been impressed by any of them. All of that is true, but the thing that's always messed this game up with their content drops has been the bugs. And I'm just thinking back on my content creator career of all the shit that went wrong with their drops. And so when Monica Scientist Supreme Villain Sector came out, I logged on to see my IP address bouncing around the screen.
Oh shit! I forgot about that.
Damn. Yeah. When the OLT dropped, I crashed 6 times in a row trying to get to the end. And other people got all the way, as soon as they got on, had no problem, got all the way to the end, fought the super adaptoid, was like, this is pretty challenging, beat them, no rewards at the end. Message from Twitter. Yeah. Sorry about that. We'll fix. We'll have a fix for that. I finally finished it, and of course we beat the super adaptoid in like 20 seconds. So so all that crashing what amounted to pretty much nothing, and the gear of course was trash. So I'm just thinking of just the sheer shit tsunami that could come with this raid. I mean, think about this update. They're dropping a raid that could be so big that it could take 2 hours or 90 minutes. They're having an update where they're deleting some of your resources and reallocating them to other resources and upgrading the perks of your gear.
Oh God!
I'm thinking of
why do I have you on here? Bro, you always give me headaches, man.
I mean, what stuff I thought about.
I'm thinking, what if you download the patch, you boot up your character, all of your resources are gone.
Sadot over here with the tinfoil do-rag.
Yes, sir.
Don't talk about all my max resources like that, Sadot. You're making me sweat, bro. Come on, man. Calm down.
What if your units are gone, your fragments are gone, your upgrade models are gone. Your gear
is erased.
Your gear has no perks. Everything's reset. You go.
Let's not speak that into existence.
Imagine you go into the raid. It legitimately takes you a while. You got to figure out the puzzles. No one crashes. You get all the way to the end. You're at the final boss, and Claw doesn't show up.
Oh, and you can't restart checkpoint.
You can't reload checkpoint.
Holy!
See, that's my fears right there. See, so that just
what happens? What happens if they drop Spider-Man accidentally on Xbox and PC and have to remove him?
Why can't you get the good glitches, man?
That would be the biggest glitch in the entire gaming industry ever, bro. If that character goes
That was so gutting though for Xbox.
Jayshockblast, you want to follow that?
No, I just want to say that I think it's adorable that you thought Laajune was scared of the raid at all. Like that man's gonna show up and just go,
yeah, real quick,
and it's over.
With a thunderclap, a little gamma, a little bit of gamma.
Just over. I thought that was adorable, but I'm actually not really that interested in raid, to be honest with you. Like, obviously, I'm gonna have to do it at some point to get my gear up, but I'm not a raid guy. I didn't do it in Destiny. I don't really do it in many other games that I play. But I'm like, to me, the thought of having a mission that can take 2 hours is in any game, not just this game, any game, is not something that interests me. I don't like that long form content personally. But Sadot did promise he's going to put me in his backpack and get me through it. So I think we'll be okay.
Nice. Who did we miss? Bloody, you there? You awake, brother?
Yeah, I'm on my phone. My fault. What's up?
You good?
The raid?
Yeah, the raid. Your fears. That's the thing. What we are. The fears for the raid. I think. I don't know what the hell we're talking about. No.
Fears from the raids. Yeah.
I don't think I really. I mean, you guys kind of touched on some good points. I wouldn't say those are fears necessarily. They're potential problems. I think the fear for me probably being a day one player is I don't think it's going to be as hard as they in terms of enemies wise. I don't know puzzles. I'm okay with puzzles, but I think in terms of enemies wise, because I think all of us have been playing for about a year, if not more, since the game launched, and it's like we make even characters that they nerfed, right? We find ways. You know, I've seen June, I've seen Sadot, I've seen a lot of these guys builds. And they find a way to work around it. Doom, I've seen your Hawkeye. You find a way to work around, what they've already patched, right? So it's like, I'm kind of like worried, like the puzzles may be hard, but perhaps the enemies, because we have to think, like, at least for me. I mean, I haven't seen every stream from the devs, but from the screenshots that I've seen from some of their builds, bro, it doesn't even look like they play the game out.
Yeah,
like they put it like I mean, it's like I'm just being honest here, but like some of us, it's like our builds are like our builds make theirs look horrible.
Childish.
Oh, we're talking about the lack of builds on dev wise, dude. Come on, that's not even an issue right now. They don't know how to build their a single character. Unless it's Brian maybe, but the rest don't see.
I mean, that blog they put out was
that blog was and that's like the point. Like I'm just concerned, like for people that put their time, sweat, and energy in the game, right, into their builds for their characters, right. I'm afraid that what may have took them 2 hours or an hour to do may take us maybe 45 minutes, an hour at that to get to learn the puzzles. That's what I'm afraid of.
Yeah, I hear you because you're right. I mean, you got to look at the people on this panel are the 1% of gaming as far as Avengers. Y'all can laugh y'all want to, but for real, y'all are. How many hours you got, Laajune, in the game? Over 1,000, right?
I got over 1,000.
Over 3,000 now.
See what I'm saying? Like, how many? Ask the chat how many hours they got. I guarantee none of them have as many hours as you guys got. So you guys are the 1%. You know what I mean? And y'all will go into the raid and probably. I mean, I watched Sadot in not FK, but I can't remember who it was. I think it was Tony Bing. They went in there and murked that thing in like 20 seconds. I watched Slight Stardust in High Ruler, throwing their damn Captain America shield at the Super Adaptoid, but they beat it with Captain America. You know what I mean? Like, so like we are the 1%, guys. It's not going to be the same for us as it is for everybody else. So I mean, we got to get that out our heads as off the top. It's not going to be.
That's my fear.
It's not going to be the same. Gone real quick. Gone. You want to wrap the fears up real quick, and we can move on to what everybody else is here for.
Yes, of course. I'd love to talk a little raid. I do love both sides of it, man. People saying that there's going to be too much artificial difficulty because let's be honest, let's say you string out Super Adaptoid, right? If you let Super Adaptoid split. And then you let all of it, and then his attacks start coming.
I do that.
I'm just telling y'all right now, that is the most physically broken part of a mission in the game that has. It's just so much damage output at one time. It's almost next to impossible, especially if you try to do it like by yourself and your character doesn't output that amount of damage right off rip or whatever to check it. As soon as they split, you're getting just murked on by Super Adaptoid. So, that side of that I totally understand. And honestly, I mean, the game's always in flux. They've said this multiple times. People will probably always smash our content just because they're like, that's the thing, right? Everybody's always chasing to be the top. So the game's always fluctuating. The devs have said this multiple times too. as builds get better, we need to adjust our enemies too and make them better. I mean, granted, I'm going to say this up front right now, they haven't, right? Like, personally, they should make Maestro more of a boss, you know, Abomination more of a tankier boss. Like, you know, I mean, they almost all feel like they're the exact same amount of health, right? Which is strange.
Yeah.
You know, Taskmaster should feel a little bit less than like Abomination or
Right.
Maestro or whatever. But I mean, if they could get onto that, if they could get behind that a little more and make the game, make game's difficulty just feel more right, that would be big, man. And the raid scare is, it is what it is. It's kind of like just us looking into the future and not really knowing what's gonna happen.
That's the truth. I mean, Sadot actually really gave me a headache earlier, but aside from that, I mean, this is literally normal wear and tear.
Mr. Tinfoil Durag.
Yeah, let's be honest. There's gonna be first day bugs. Every game that comes out with any new content always has a problem. Let's look at Apex Legends. They drop a new season every 9 weeks or something like that. Their servers completely shut down for the first 48 hours. No one can log in and play.
So bad.
Call of Duty Vanguard came out in a complete nightmare mode as well. Their multiplayer's what it is. Like,
this is obvious stuff.
The list, man.
Division 1, Division 2.
Jayshockblast is trying to make me sound like Alex Jones or something.
You know, it was too much of a good line to give up. You know what I mean? Like, I'll do anything for a good joke.
The turn into frogs gay.
Right?
Let's get to the meat of this thing, man. Spider-Man, Xbox hate, IGN's bad trailer, and web statuses explained. Stardust.
About IGN.
This is your turn, bro. This is where you
What's going
shine,
on?
sir.
What's going
Go ahead
on?
and break down to the people for us just explain the web status for us. If I think you've talked to Brian about it, so you kind of know or in the know. So if you want to explain that for the people, I would greatly appreciate it.
So what it seems like to me, just from what I've read, is that like the web status is supposed to be something exclusive for Spider-Man that doesn't update damage if you put it with another status effect or nothing like that. It's literally designed to when that meter gets up full way, you can do a takedown on an enemy. It's like a mechanic rather than it is like a status effect. That's just what they called it, if you know what I mean. And that's it. That's literally it. It doesn't. Don't believe it does any damage or anything like that. It's just a mechanic.
Yeah. Oh, so it sucks. Okay, got it.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you
No
can turn
web build.
Spider-Man into a takedown machine, and that's yorbs all around the map. So I mean, I guess
that's going to be really useful against a super adaptoid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what good is the Brooklyn Brawler against the super adaptoid though? I mean, when you think about it, nothing at all is not good at all. So
yeah, guys, are you ready to do this against the super adaptoid?
These Brooklyn Brawler gives you a damage buff.
Okay. As far as IGN's bad trailer, I did not get to see everybody's trailer reaction. So if you could kind of give a mini trailer reaction to what you saw just for IGN, you know what I mean? And we'll just go straight down the line. Johnny, what did you think of IGN's trailer, bro?
I think it was so transparent that they've had a hate boner for Avengers from the beginning. And it was very slanted in the way that it was put out there. When you can take something like somebody like GameSpot or Game Informer that puts the exact same information out there in an actually informative way so people can actually make a decision about it. I was like, no, it's bad. We promise this is bad. Oh, it's a shit show. You know what I mean? So
I hear you.
That was my take.
FK.
Well, it was a hard trailer. You know, IGN was biased, yes, but it was a hard trailer, dude. The presentation itself was, I don't know. That gameplay was, and then when we reach to the part on you see Spider-Man just, because it set me in the dust unless I step by. Good.
Yeah,
No, bad gameplay, bad selection of videos, bad crystal dynamics on that thing. I am sorry, once again, marketing matters. And if you stop putting so much damn photos in your blogs, you will see that. Okay? Grab Laajune's, grab Sadot's, grab Garn, Jay, myself, Johnny, and slide freaking videos and clips, and you'll see that the standards go a little bit higher instead of putting, look it, I'm a digital photograph. It's all good. I like some photos. Yeah, it's true, but just put some clips there to hype us up. And then you won't be ashamed to have a freaking clip of Spider-Man dancing to freaking Post Malone. Okay? Missed opportunity.
Definitely.
Right there. But IGN, bias as F. Sorry, bias. Oh no, this is trash. This is not nothing like Insomniac. Of course it's not. Insomniac is a freaking action game. This is a looter. You guys have a freaking old city to swing with the freaking Spider-Man, and we got desert Ives.
Yeah.
So it would happen. So don't be assholes when it comes to actually put information there. Don't be biased. And Crystal Dynamics, next time you put this group here playing that stupid thing, and you do a video yourselves and send to the freaking GameStop, IGN, or whatever it is, but let us do the gameplay part because you guys don't know how to play your own game.
Oh damn.
Slice Stardust, the IGN trailer. Thoughts, sir?
So, like, okay, so obviously the first thing that they got wrong straight away was the Insomniac comparisons, as FK said. Like, if you were expecting Insomniac level, I'm sorry, bro, but you are reaching for the clouds. You're swinging on clouds like Spider-Man, you know what I mean? Like, you're swinging off Uncle Ben, bro. Like, that's crazy. But like, obviously, that doesn't mean that it was like a perfect trailer. Like, FK pretty much hit all the spots. Like, some of the animations looked dodgy. The gameplay was arse. Didn't really show anything. They went with a level 1 Spider-Man, which isn't exactly the most attractive look a hero's going to have in the game. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they didn't do themselves a lot of favors. Like, if you didn't look at the track record of CD making themselves look bad, you would think that it was like self-sabotage, bro, to have that bad a gameplay on that forum.
Facts.
Like, and IGN were kind of like, obviously because of their hate boner, they were like, fucking yes, yes. Like, you know, and that's a story as old as time. Like, every time CD do something ridiculous, you like Sadot will be in the corner like, fucking can't wait for the next Excelsior. It's just the way it is. Like, sometimes like when they succeed at something, which is very rarely, but when they do, it's great. We're like, oh yeah, great. But when they fuck up, all we can do is look at them and just laugh because it's like, it was gameplay. You're promoting yourself. How do you fuck that up? It's Spider-Man, bro. Like, how do you advertise Spider-Man badly? Like, I don't get it. But
how do you advertise Spider-Man badly? That's a great question.
The most marketed hero, a machine of money in your hand, regardless of whether he's exclusive or not, and you made him look weird. I don't know how you do that. Like, yeah, exactly. And like the thing is as well. Someone posted on the Reddit like an uncut version. The animations are still bad, but they don't look as bad when IGN is focusing on the first clip of him doing that for 2 minutes. Bro. Like, range build, bro. I can't wait to hurt his shoulder blades. Fucking hell,
and I think they used the same S from Black Widow. I'm just saying that. Watch the trailer.
Honestly, the amount of like stuff in that looks very similar to Black Panther as well, which is okay. Yeah. But like they seemed like all the gameplay, the way they like cut it up, looked so emphasized on the bad moments that it just seemed kind of like. But then it's CD's fault for giving them bad moments. Do you know what I mean?
True.
So that's all it is.
Somebody in the horn room going completely ham.
Yeah,
maxed
absolutely.
out 150 Spider-Man. Yep. In going ham. That's how I feel.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
Bloody, IGN trailer, bro.
Actually, let's get June because June said he had to leave.
Go ahead, June.
Love it.
Oh boy.
I woke up. It's 5 a.m. in the morning. 5 a.m. in the morning. I wake up. I see I'm coming. I see Spider-Man gameplay. I'm like, oh snap! They really dropped it, and it just dropped it out of nowhere. It's 5 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah.
I see this. I'm like, oh my god! Like,
I'm going back to
why
sleep.
did they do that? Like, and then the commentator didn't make it even better, bro. Like, you could just tell.
No.
You could
That dude
just tell.
sold CD right out under the bus, bro. Kicked him right out in front of a bus, man.
And when he said
Front of
CD
a
sent on
PGV
that,
train, freaking dude.
I was like, ain't no way. Like, this is Spider-Man we talking about. Like,
Yeah.
if you go show a Spider-Man gameplay, you gotta show him at his finest.
Prime.
Not show him at just like a low level, because you can't really show out. And I just that really bothered me that day. That really bothered me, because first impressions really matter. And with that gameplay, what they show, you see it all over. You see it all over Twitter, like and YouTube. It's being memed. And just trash though. And that animation with him shooting webs. Holy shit. That's a bad animation selection that they did right there, bro.
Yeah.
I ain't lying. This is bad. Like they fumbled it. They fumbled it. Hopefully on Monday they showcase whoever getting to play as them, whoever, they better just go crazy and showcase.
They gotta go crazy
at his best. Because if they don't, it's gonna get even worse. So
yeah.
Well, even worse than it is right now.
Jay, go ahead, boss.
Yeah. That's it.
Oh, I actually think Struggler Bry brought up a good point. Not understanding why they didn't use Greg Miller. Oh yeah, bye Laajune. You're already gone. But anyway, and Stardust. Anyway, it's a good point. Like, it's something that I tweeted. I don't understand like why they didn't use Greg Miller or even like Caboose, who are two like really big content creators that focus a lot on Spider-Man. It would have been really good to do that. I understand that they have like contracts with IGN. I'm sure IGN paid for that exclusivity a little bit. Obviously it wasn't really the best, and I definitely don't think that the guy that was doing it was he's on paternal leave. That's right, Dean. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I didn't really like. It was weird that it dropped like unannounced. Like, I think we all kind of woke up to the same reaction, and it was just there. I was like, oh, okay. But I didn't like react the way that everybody else did. I guess I just I thought it was okay. But I'm kind of in a mode right now where like I kind of checked out on all the pre-release hype. Just get me to Tuesday, and I'm gonna go play them. And I understand why people are like hanging on every little piece of information, because it is Spider-Man, and it is pretty much the most popular comic book character of all time. You know, maybe you could say Batman's right there with him, but I feel like Spider-Man's number one. So like, I get all the hype and everything, but at the same time, I don't know, like, it doesn't do anything for me until I have my hands on it and I can play it myself. So I'm not really going to worry about too much other stuff. And plus, there are lots of people that watch my gameplay be trash, so I'm not going to criticize anybody else.
Dude, your gameplay trash. You just throw your hammer and go.
That's what I'm saying,
good, bro.
Spin to win.
You're good.
No, I mean, I'm excited though. I can't wait for Tuesday.
It's gonna be nice, bro.
I think it's general. I think we all want Spider-Man, and we are excited for it. But the way it was presented, not for us, dude. We're gonna play it. We're gonna max him out. We're gonna do builds for him. We're gonna enjoy the gameplay, nonetheless, because we already do, and we all know that the combat is the best part of this game. Period.
Yeah.
But when you want more players, when you want new players, they will keep us forever, dude, unless they actually messed up like they did on, for example, on Rocker, on Consumables thing.
Yeah.
Either way, they will make us play this because we actually love the game.
It's a good game.
And we love most of the people's behind the game that shows their faces. So we're going to keep playing the game. But if you want to attract new players, you cannot mess this up. It's like us content creators. We do a stupid thing on a video, we get repercussions, and we are like this. We are nothing compared to a multi-million-dollar freaking company or
Right.
IGN. Okay, so if you want new players, you need to bring your A game, triple freaking A game. This is a multinational run by Square Enix with a big Marvel contract. Use it.
Use it. Use it.
Use it. You
So
have players that want to show up gameplay. I bet that every single one of us here right now would play the game, and we didn't even want to say, "Oh, this gameplay is by the Grandfather or Jayshockblast or Sadot the game." We would be enjoying the freaking free preview from
Right.
Spider-Man with a big smile. We didn't even care if they said that was a player or a content creator. But
it just needed to be good, is what the whole thing was, and it wasn't. It wasn't good. So
not good. It needed to be freaking fantastic. The Amazing Spider-Man should be there.
Should have been spectacular.
It was not, but we will still be play that and enjoy it. Don't get me wrong.
We'll give them the gameplay that they need. You know what I mean? To showcase.
True.
Sadot, you want to speak on IGN's trailer, bros?
Yeah, so I happened to be awake at 4 a.m. because I was editing a Hawkeye video, and one of my moderators was like, "Hey, IGN just dropped this Spider-Man gameplay," so I of course had to get my video ready for it. But I was like, I saw people like raging against IGN, saying, "Oh, you bastards, you why do you do this?" Why, and I was just like, I don't blame IGN. I mean, the only thing that they seemingly did wrong was, I'm pretty sure they broke the embargo, because it seemed that it was around noon. It should have been around noon. That's where everybody else was started posting. It was just so weird that they would drop a gameplay trailer at that early in the morning. And they left some information out about Spider-Man's hero kit. But I thought overall it was a fair critique. I thought that Marvel Cinematic Universe line was hilarious.
That was funny as hell.
and spot on, let's be honest. But other than that, I thought the guy Simon did a pretty fair retreat. Obviously, IGN isn't the biggest fan of this game, but but what they said wasn't invalid. I mean, this is Spider-Man. People have some expectations, in no small part based on previous comments. And new players are going to come into this game. They're going to see Spider-Man, and there's no Spider-Man villains. There's not even any new missions. Like, it would be one thing if it was fighting AIM, but maybe some new shade of AIM. Like when Kate had her operation, you were still fighting. There was no new biome. You were still fighting in the same biomes, but they remixed a couple of them. And it was a new boss at the end. And with Spider-Man, they're like, well, instead of any of that, here's some audio files, and here's a mission chain. Do 25 power attacks, and it felt more like the Web Skyer protocols than an actual hero event, and it was just.
Well, can I argue with you on that one? You mind having a quick debate on that real fast? We can all jump in on this. It's free for all.
No debate. That's not what we're here for.
No, seriously though. I mean, I'm serious, because
bring it on.
I'm actually okay with them just throwing Spider-Man in. For one,
he's
only on one console, dog. Like, that's kind of foul. You know what I mean? To give us a Spider-Man villain, to give us a Spider-Man, cutscenes, to give us Spider-Man, whatever, and then that other group over there is just, they're just there. The story doesn't move forward for them as far as that is concerned. So they won't get a.
That's fair. That's fair. But if that's what you want to do, when you're talking about the Spider-Man event, say in an interview that may or may not have come out in August, don't say anything about villains and stories and setting the expectations that you're going to get something, of value when Spider-Man comes out. There's no people. I understand not doing like a full War for Wakanda type of thing for Spider-Man. That's perfectly fine. But there's not even any new missions. There's just a custom there's a harm room challenge.
But why would you give him missions when nobody else can play those missions besides PS people? Is my question.
If anything, that could turn away the community.
He's already in the game. He's already in the game.
He's in the game for us to play. But what I'm saying is when we get a mission, it normally progresses the story. There's no mission that really had made the story go sideways. So are you asking for a sideways mission for Spider-Man? Or
his story, first of all, his story already they designed it to only revolve around AIM. So there's no new Spider-Man villains anyway. And the timeline of the bulk of the story doesn't even take place in the current continuity. So who gives a shit? Just give us some content.
I don't know. I think I'm of the mind,
other than a mission chain,
right? Like I may be a weird outlier here, right? But I really truly want the fact that there's no story, no single player bullshit that we're going to play once and never touch again. I want that to become the normal, right? Because they constantly use that as the excuse that we can't have any more. We could only do players this fast. We can only do player because we have to do all this. I want it to be seen as a success that we don't have any story, because that means they could give us players like War Machine, She-Hulk. They could give us these players that we don't like Rhodey, War Machine, right? All they have to do is a mission where War Machine lands, drops a tank, and he's there, right?
But they can't do that. This took over a year to put out. Yeah, and there's nothing. There's nothing. I would understand.
I think that's on Sony, though.
I would understand.
Exactly. To be fair, if you talk to people behind the scenes, Spider-Man was ready to go in March. That was the plan. We were supposed to have Spider-Man long before Wakanda. It was supposed to be a thing. Sony Pictures booted the movie back to December and then Crystal, you can't put Spider-Man out because Spider-Man has to release with our movie. That's why we're at where we're at. Right? So that's the deal with that, right?
FK, look like you're ready to scream, bro. Go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I had to mute myself.
Yeah, exactly. He was doing mine.
Okay, Johnny. Agree to 10%. Okay, right. 10, 12%.
That's
at the most.
That's more than zero.
So we talked about that yesterday on the symbol for charity. We talked about that. I agree. We need more things about these drop characters to be like Spider-Man. Agree. Okay? Agree. But if you're gonna do this, you better bring me 5 characters a year.
Right. That's 100% my point, right?
Okay, but well, War Machine or I don't know, Bucky,
She-Hulk, Bucky,
or She-Hulk. Let's put it like that: She-Hulk, War Machine, no story whatsoever, like Spider-Man. Okay, big characters or Scarlet Witch and, for example,
Captain Marvel.
No.
No, they're sub Captain Marvel.
Doctor Strange, Scarlet Witch, Operations.
Okay.
Captain Marvel.
Expansion.
Captain Marvel expansion.
Okay. So street level heroes,
give me that.
Get no stories.
Okay.
Your B to A level heroes get an operation, and your superheroes will get
a Black Panther.
Expansion.
Yep.
Okay,
I agree. 100%.
There you go.
I was gonna break that down, bro.
We talked yesterday. I'm sorry, Garns.
I would love that. They're not going to do it because they don't work that fast. There's no one working on the game. There's not that many people working on this game. They announced Spider-Man in August. If you believe the stuff behind the scenes, he may have been ready in March. Okay, and during that time, we got Hawkeye. We got Hawkeye again. We got Black Panther, and now we're finally getting Spider-Man because apparently Sony let it off. But they're not working. I don't think they're going to be able to pump out stuff that fast. I think there's a limit to how much they can get out because even if you want to argue that heroes like Spider-Man, it's fine. Just drop them in the game, give them audio files or whatever. Okay, but where's the other content surrounding you? I mean, you could have dropped a villain sector that day for everybody,
right? I agree.
On top of the raid.
Yeah, I agree with that.
If Spider-Man was done this whole time, they could have been like, okay, well, Spider-Man's done, so we're just waiting for Sony. Let's put together, I don't know, a Graviton villain sector or that
or maybe use Crossbones again.
Crossbones.
Ooh, why is Crossbones not?
I mean that was my argument months ago, right? Is that if you got Spider-Man? Oh, sorry.
No. I was just go ahead.
Right. Is if you got Spider-Man in the can already, right? If you really didn't want people on Xbox and PC to be pissed off, you should have had another character ready to go for this raid that everybody gets.
Where is
like
She-Hulk
I said,
at?
War Machine or She-Hulk, right? Either one of them. It could have been dropped right in. You don't need a huge story for it. You don't need an operation. That way, everybody would have got something, and you'd have way less animosity around Spider-Man.
Yeah, I even suggested it because according to those data mines, War Machine was had a ton of work put into him, and then he was just put on pause for some reason. They could have dropped him with the raid as Spider-Man at once,
and that way everybody would have had something.
Everyone had something.
Yeah,
but they don't work that fast. That's the problem. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's a hero event or a hero operation. There is a limit to what they can put out because one, they're limited with their resources and people, and two, they're bad at prioritizing.
Not bad at prioritizing.
Always have been.
Not wrong.
God. Okay. Let's. Can we talk about Xbox real quick?
Right.
What's that?
When I say Xbox hate, I don't mean that Xbox
I
people
just
are
have
hate.
one thing to say to chat.
No, go ahead.
Sorry, Doom.
No, you're
like
right.
Dwight did perfectly right. No one works that fast. Let me break down to you. Kate Bishop was released December 8th of last year, and they gave you 4 characters, 2 operations, a big expansion, and a no whatsoever story character. So what's the problem to give you 1 more? So when you say that nobody else works that fast, I was a QA tester for a long time in my life before becoming a criminal analyst. I can tell you, people can work that fast. They did work that fast because they gave you 2 operations, 1 big expansion, which was what it was. Doesn't matter. Okay, it was what it was, but they gave it to you, and they're going to give you Spider-Man on the 30th. So in less than 1 year, let's be picky about it.
Wait, one second. Actually, Spider-Man was done in March. So go ahead.
Allegedly.
In less than 1 year, they gave you 4 characters. What prevents it to give you 5? Or to give you the same 4 characters with what Sadot and Jay said. Villain sectors. Something to do. Or give me 3 characters a year and put me villain sectors around those characters.
Yes.
I wouldn't care about story-wise content, but one of those needs to be a big expansion, and one of those needs to have a new raid.
Yes.
Period. So they do work that fast, White. In the pandemic year, yes, that's what they did.
You're right. They did all of that under the pandemic. You're right. They gave us 4 characters, an expansion, 2 hero sectors or whatever you want to call them. You're right. They did a lot of work.
And
Insomniac put out 2 games before we got Cloning Labs.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Well,
So
it's easy
they
to
can
copy
work.
and paste Whole City.
No, true. Oh, Jay, thank you.
That's cool.
You know,
God.
Well played.
so they could do that. Is it hard? It is.
Ghost of Tsushima has 3 raids, by the way.
Yeah, but
How many raids does Destiny
if
have?
you add
Right, they
Destiny
have
2,
3
technically
chapters of the
4,
first
yeah.
one, and then they have
Destiny
2
2
chapters
players.
of the
How
second
many
one?
raids does Destiny 2 have?
But they add 1 year without no content.
They did.
whatsoever.
And that
They did.
game's what? Like
Destiny
4 or 5
raid
years
just
old?
gives you the same, or Destiny just gives you the same raid over and over again and calls it new.
They take
So-
So they kind of pretty much recolor everything and
Exactly.
say,
copy
hey,
and paste the
okay.
city, like
Recolor
Jayshock
Stone
said.
version.
do you guys
No,
enjoy it though?
recolors.
That's the question. Do you?
course.
Oh, y'all don't. Okay. Oh wait,
Well,
somebody said yes and somebody said
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
I don't.
Okay.
That's me.
I did.
Okay. All right. Xbox, real quick, so we can kind of wrap this up. It's kind of getting late for some of you guys. Xbox hates. When I say Xbox hate, I don't mean that Xbox people are hating on PlayStation people for getting Spider-Man. I mean that they hating the fact that they get nothing. You know what I mean? Though that it was stated in the beginning of the game's life cycle that Spider-Man is going to be exclusive. I think everybody on this complete panel feels like they should have got something, right? So you guys didn't want to talk about, and I owe somebody. Somebody said I needed to sing a song. Who's that? Sinsho? I'm sorry, Sinsho. I made my little funny Xbox song being funny. Damn. Now I got to sing for real, and I'm sorry. So, got an Xbox and I don't want you. Got an Xbox and I don't want you. You happy now? Is that
There
good?
you go.
Can we just leave it at that?
Why do I feel like personally attacked right now?
You are like in the middle of the screen too. It's like
it's like everybody's like
we're all PlayStation
aiming at me.
Jay's Phil Spencer tattoo is gonna start itching here.
Yeah, seriously.
Just look down and up at the same time. We could all just be looking at, but anyway. So do you guys want to talk about that? We already kind of said the Xbox should have got something. What do you guys think they should have got? Hero expansions or villain sectors to go along with it? We can just go straight down the line, starting with you, Johnny.
I 100%. I said months and months and months and months. Soon as we started talking about all this, should have had a character. Should have had a character for everybody. Anybody that's in our back channel knows I beat the shit out of that talking point as much as I could. If you think the nuclear butt hurt that you've seen about this other shit, like wait till the 30th. Right? People are going to be big mad, right? We are just as many picture posts and all that shit they want to do. And look how cool Spider-Man is. You were going to have 5,000 posts from angry Xbox and PC users that this is horse shit that we don't have that character. I understand
have a character.
Exactly. Like I understand the business. I realize Sony was protecting their interests. I get it, but it doesn't mean it doesn't suck. Right. And like I said, you could have had a She-Hulk, you could have had a War Machine, you could have had somebody, especially if Spider-Man was in the can, you had all the opportunity in the world to have somebody else ready to go.
Yes,
that's just how I feel.
FK?
Shit show.
There you go.
Those are words that were said.
Dude, it's... We all know money talks, BS walks, period.
Right.
But when you present, and that's the thing. I called the raids on the 23rd of November. Garni's here, doesn't let me lie on this. I said the raid will come out on 23rd of November, and Spider-Man will be on the second week of December. You know why they didn't do that? Because they had nothing to give to Xbox. And the raid is a lame excuse for Xbox players all around this game. It sucks, shouldn't happen, but money talks. So that's my whole opinion on its exclusives. And listen, I'm a PlayStation fanboy. I am a PlayStation fanboy. Well, right? I am a PlayStation fanboy. But it's not, especially when you're talking a tier S character that is known worldwide. Not giving more than the raid to those guys, it's a slap in the face like, yeah, get the freak out of my game. I would be mad, but that's just me. I would be mad, and I can sincerely saying that I care more about the raid than the character. Yes.
Right.
Spider-Man
still,
is not
it gives
much.
you something to do after you complete the raid, right?
There you go.
You have something to do, so
there you go. I got a new character to get to 150 in them, and they got 175 in all characters. Dude, it's a bad move, but it did rendering a lot of money to them. So it's like a game needs to make money, but it's a difficult situation for them, of course. And because Sony said, listen, here's the money, dudes. Shut up. Take my money. And Square behind was like, give me the money.
Yeah, I don't think CD had anything to do with that choice to me.
They might. They win a percentage. They win.
I think they get the money from it because they're creating a character, but I don't think this game doesn't even look like Spider-Man should be in it.
Now,
Keep it real with you.
I don't want to jump in on people, but like I got a very clear description from this from one of my friends at Marvel Games.
Mm-hmm.
The way this deal went down was that you had Sony contacted Marvel Games and said, look, we got a Spider-Man movie coming out. Can we get Spider-Man in this Avengers game? How much money do we have to give you to make that happen? Then Bill Roseman at Marvel Games contacts Square, which contacts Crystal Dynamics, and say, how much development money do you need and do you have time to get Spider-Man in this game? Crystal Dynamics gave a number. That goes back to Sony, so they say do it. On the conditions that we get 100% creative control of what he looks like, what he sounds like, what he plays like, when he's released. So that's the deal. If Sony wouldn't have spent that money, there would be no Spider-Man in Avengers, and he was not planned. Avengers was already 80% down the road when this decision was made.
That's what I'm saying.
Right? So that's what I said. This is on Sony. Right? All the people that are mad at Crystal Dynamics, and I've been preaching this in my stream. If you want to make some change about this shit, if you're mad, don't be mad at Crystal Dynamics. Don't be mad at Square. You go to Sony and tell them how bullshit this is, right? And you blow them up, then maybe you get something. Maybe you get something then, right? But you were going to the wrong people, right? Yeah, that's how it goes.
Garn, you want to comment on that, bros? I know it's hard to follow Johnny and Sadot, but
no, it's all good, man. It's all good. Personally, I have been on the bandwagon of an extra character with Spider-Man, right, for everyone. I've been saying that for months. As soon as I heard Spider-Man was exclusive, this can go all the way back to early 2021. This can go even back into late 2020. As soon as we found out Spider-Man was coming to PlayStation only, I was like, they need to drop another motherfucking character and make it somebody who's actually worth a damn, right? To go along with Spidey. Like, and I was saying like Captain Marvel, Winter Soldier, like literally people of importance to almost overshadow the exclusiveness of Spidey and completely just over I hate to say this because I love Spider-Man and I would have been I'm a benefactor. I play on PlayStation, so I am gonna get to play Spider-Man. But at the end of the day, man, there's 2/3 of the player base that aren't gonna get content that's coming out for a game. Like when has that ever happened in a game? That's rare as hell. Like super rare across gaming, where a game just comes out with DLC and it's like, oh yeah, it's only for like
you
this
get
half
this.
of the game, though. Not the rest of y'all. No offense, but
Like, what game was it where they dropped? Like Xbox people got this character and
Soul Calibur.
Soul Calibur.
That's what exactly what should have happened. They should have took those notes right there and said, okay.
But then at the same time, I don't want exclusive characters across the fucking board.
No, I'm saying, but if you're
consoles,
gonna get an exclusive, if you're gonna do it the one time, which they decided to do it, you gotta ferret it out. You got to ferret it out. You know what I mean? Because right now,
I think the only way they would have fared it out the best way is either A, bring this raid content and all this other jazz to kind of, make people look away from Spider-Man, the new content, or
then why
they
are
bring
they
out a new character.
They're steadily promoting Spider-Man, though. That's all. If you look on their Discord, if you look on their Twitter, their Instagram,
let's be honest,
bro.
PlayStation has more players than Xbox and PC probably put together. At least at one point when I did get to look at the numbers, like they were probably twice as much as both consoles, both consoles, Steam and Xbox put together. I mean, obviously that was before Game Pass, right? And the free Steam weekend. Numbers could be completely different. Okay. Yeah. But at that time,
still bad. Steam's still bad.
Yeah, Steam's still bad. Microsoft Game Pass on PC might be better because they can play with Xbox. I remember I saw in chat my dude Foggy was saying that because he loves that. He thinks it's cool as hell that he gets to play with PC people now on his Xbox. Like he's played with a bunch of people that he had met through the community that he had never gotten to, game with before. So like that was a plus and like a benefactor of that. That's kind of cool. I mean, on the PlayStation side thing, we get no crossplay whatsoever, which sucks. I'd rather have the game full crossplay, all three of us. 100%. If that means no Spider-Man, I'll say it right now. I'll die on that fucking hill.
Damn right.
Crossplay all day.
Dude. I'll take crossplay over Spider-Man. Whatever, dude. That'd be sweet.
Yeah,
so sweet.
The life of the game would be a lot lengthier, you know what I mean? Being able 100%. To play with, I mean, how many people on Steam are just like stuck one person, don't have anybody else to connect?
They got that one buddy that they can play with, bro. And it's like as soon as that buddy gets off, they get off too. As soon as he gets on, they get on. Like that's terrible life to live in as a game.
Exactly.
Jay, you are both. You are Xbox and PS. So your thoughts on this whole debacle, sir?
Look at this beautiful Halo Xbox right here.
Oh,
Isn't it beautiful?
It's cute.
And I have the red PS5. Yeah. I hate the exclusivity stuff. Like I understand, Sony gave him money and that is what it is. I don't love segregating player bases, you know what I mean? I feel like that's what Marvel Games has done at a very high level. With the Spider-Man PlayStation game, with a Wolverine game now, with Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, like they keep doing this exclusive stuff, and I really, really hate it because they like to say Marvel is for everyone, except if you don't have a PlayStation,
right?
Or except if you don't have a Switch, So I just would like to see everything be for everyone. I do think it would have made a lot of sense to try to launch another character with Spider-Man, but I have a feeling that Sony didn't want that either. They want this to be Spider-Man month. December is going to be Spider-Man month. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I kind of feel
with
like
the
that's
movie and all that. Yeah.
Right. So I kind of feel like that's what they're trying to do. On top of that, I don't like if Xbox wanted an exclusive character, they should have paid the money for it. But they didn't. And apparently
Skyrim.
Yeah, well, but I just feel like I don't think anybody should feel sorry for Xbox fans because, like, it's there's nothing anybody can do about it. It is what it is. Like, would we all love to play Spider-Man on Xbox? Sure, and we should be able to. But it is what it is. Like, what are you gonna do? It's been known since before the game came out. Mm-hmm. You've had 14 plus months to adjust to it and be ready for it. I can't believe people still ask if Spider-Man's going to be on Xbox and PC.
I've had to break that to people on stream. I've had Xbox people be like, dude, I can't wait to play Spider-Man on the 30th. And I'm like, are you kidding me, bro?
Yeah.
Like, what?
Communication,
when have you ever played Spider-Man on Xbox ever? Come on, man.
But they've said that all along, though, I don't.
It's not prevalent, though.
It's literally on the box.
Okay, I bought the game digitally though. I bought the game. That's what somebody told me because I said it's on the box, and they were like, "I bought it digitally. I didn't get a box." So
I guess. I mean, I don't know, man. I feel like that we can complain about a lot of their communication. I don't think they've ever shied away from making sure people understand Spider-Man is only on PlayStation.
I agree with Jay.
I hear you, but to me, there's still too many people that still don't know and expecting on their prospective console, that they're getting Spider-Man in a couple of days, dude. And it's a shame. It's a shame. True, there's a bunch of dummies in the world. We're not talking about the dummies.
New games.
Fucking Google it.
Yeah, you players. I don't think they should have done anything special for Xbox because, I mean, I don't want any special treatment for any console. I want everybody to be able to do their own thing. They did just do the Game Pass thing where you get the free what suit pack was it? I don't know, one of those stupid reskins, the bundles. You got that for free, and you got I think a couple of emotes and a couple a Black Panther skin and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So there was something that Xbox players got if you have Game Pass, but cool. I mean, and you know what the first comment on the video I made about it was? What about PlayStation?
Really? We got oh wow!
You're getting Spider-Man.
You know what though? That's what you get when you have exclusivity. You cannot have that in the game, and not when so many people have so many outlets for games. I play PlayStation. I play my the Wii with my daughter. I know that you play Xbox, you know what I mean? I know that certain people play whatever, PC and whatnot, you know what I mean? Karanza plays PC, so just make it to, if it's one game, make it a unified game, make it you know the word I'm looking for. I can't think of it right now.
I feel like as
Frank,
gamers, we need to get on board with that. As I want to say this, like as fans of gaming, unilaterally, we all need to push for crossplay in these next gen games. 100. Yeah, I know Johnny, you're about to hop on this too because you just fucking love crossplay, and I'm with you on it too. Dude, like as gamers in general, we need to push gaming companies into crossplay on games, and if they're not going to come out with crossplay on their game, we need to not buy it. We need to not pre-order it. We need to not put DLC, buy DLC, buy skins, whatever, like start pulling your, like, money is what literally talks. We've said it how many times? Almost all of us have said money talks in this cast at one point or another. Use your money wisely, man. You don't spend your money on games that don't have crossplay if you don't want to, or if you have a platform, use it to speak on crossplay in future games.
Right.
I will say though, we all know that Sony is the one that's holding back crossplay though.
Yes.
Sony's a bastard about crossplay,
that's my point, right?
Exclusive stuff.
I mean, look at Rocket League. Rocket League is crossplay, the perfect example, right? The developers of Rocket League said, hey, we could actually turn crossplay on at any time. Sony takes it onto themselves to release a whole big thing. Actually, no, guys. PSN uses a different type of internet interface, and we cannot work with Xbox. There's no way for that to happen. So what did Rocket League do? They pushed a fucking button and turned it on and went, oops. Oh, it works. Oh, it works. Oh, shit.
Your internet magically worked, man. My bad.
And then they did the same thing with Fortnite, right? Fortnite can't be crossplay.
Oops.
And then they had to allow it.
There you go.
And then they said, oh, but we can't share the skins. We can't share currency. And little Timmy and Tammy's mom and dad got pissed off at them and said, well, we're not giving any more Fortnite money. So they did that. And then they had to get sued by Epic for all this shit to come out onto the internet to show how bad they're trying to bend over all the developers out there.
Epic don't fuck around, bro.
And not let it happen.
And let's put less known game onto the equation. Chivalry 2.
Right? Okay.
If Chivalry 2 can be
doing it there, right?
cross-play, why can a multi-million-dollar IP can't be cross-play? Why?
Call of Duty, the one that the free-to-play Call of Duty, isn't that cross-play?
Warzone, yeah, 100%.
Warzone.
It's a free mode for Call of Duty. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, same.
It's almost a full game in itself.
Call of Duty.
That's what I'm saying. People can just play Warzone all day, right?
I mean, technically now it's like 3 games. So like if I own Vanguard and Cold War, you can fire up Cold War zombies and then quit and then all of a sudden go into Vanguard zombies because I own both of them digitally and they're both digitally downloaded. They're like, it's like one big sector now. It's like they moved into like Battlefield. Like remember the Battlefield hub where it was like you could play Battlefield 4, Battlefield 5, Battlefield 1. If you had all of them digitally downloaded, you could just access them through this hub. And they've gotten to that point now too as Call of Duty. So now it's full crossplay. And now there's free to play, and then not to mention if you have it digitally downloaded, you can access all of it. It's
nice.
So groundbreaking, man.
Sadot, to wrap up the last thing, because I know you have not gotten to speak on the Xbox situation for us getting the character or whatnot. Would you want to wrap that up for us, brother?
Sure. I think as a token, because of how shitty this whole thing is, I think they should have just sent Xbox players a PlayStation so they can finally get some fucking good exclusives.
Oh,
damn! I'm tired. I've been patient all this time. I'm fucking tired. I'm fucking tired of all these L-box players complaining to me about shit that has nothing to do with me, bro.
Jay will teleport to you right now.
PlayStation have had Spider-Man since 2018. Marvel's Avengers announced Spider-Man in 2020. Fucking get over it.
Yeah.
The same people that are complaining to me and getting mad at me for showing Spider-Man stuff didn't say shit when Microsoft bought Bethesda. So I want to hear it. I want to hear shit. And if the shoe was on the other foot, they would be enjoying their exclusive Spider-Man on Xbox, and they would be making fun of PlayStation players because they don't give a shit. You're all fucking phonies. Stop it. Stop complaining. Get a PlayStation or shut the fuck up. It's literally that simple.
I actually agree with Sadot. That's why I have a PlayStation. That's why I have an Xbox.
It really is that system. Does exclusivity suck? Yes. Is it anti-gamer? Absolutely. Are you going to change that by going on my fucking chat and complaining and trying to make me feel bad because I made a better choice than you did? No. So shut the fuck up. I don't care. I don't care anymore.
Do you even have like a feel bad mode?
He has no soul, dog. He's soulless or not, you know?
Let's say, bro, I have plenty of people that are on Xbox who would love to get a PlayStation shipped to them, by the way. So like, let's be real.
Yeah. I'm tired of this. There is this, and I'll push back when it's appropriate when people dismiss valid criticism as whining. But in this case, you're just whining. You're not accomplishing anything. Sony is the one that made this deal happen.
Yeah.
Complain to them or do something about it. But no matter how much you fucking bitch, we're still going to be having Spider-Man on the 30th, and you're going to get jack shit. And that's just how it is. Personally, I think they should have told Sony no and announced a Wanda operation off rip for everybody.
Okay.
That would have been dope.
But they didn't do that. They decided, oh, we like money, and we're gonna and PlayStation has more people, so we're gonna cater to them.
Yeah,
true. Because it is a business at the end of the day. Microsoft has more money than Sony. If they wanted their own character, they could have got one. If they wanted better games, they could get them. They could buy pretty much whatever the fuck they want. They didn't. That's them.
That's on them.
I don't know the particulars behind it. I don't know. Maybe they didn't feel like it was worth it to get another Marvel character or for their Xbox. Maybe they didn't care that much. Regardless, you had plenty of time to prepare for this moment. If you're new, you're just jumping in, you could have Googled this. I don't know why people don't use the internet for, actually gathering useful information. You could, when I'm about to buy a game, I actually research, okay, what's it like? What comes with it? What should I expect? I don't just completely dive into it blind. So you had plenty of opportunity to know that Spider-Man is going to be an exclusive, and you're just going to have to live with it. So on the 30th, I'm going to load up my game. Hopefully all my progress isn't erased, and I'm going to run some missions with Spider-Man. I'm going to level him up. I'm going to take some pictures in photo mode, and I better not hear none of you L-Box players saying shit about it.
Why you still keep saying
Well, damn.
You know what I do think is pretty awesome when my Xbox can actually run the OLT.
Ooh. You know what I love about how my PlayStation can run good games like Ghost of Tsushima?
I already know where this is going, Jason.
Not the
Halo.
50th Halo game.
I really wish I liked Halo so I could I could be one of those. Here's one thing I'll say. I'm not a big Halo fan, but I do think it's funny how hard people are trying to push that this Halo game is good, because I can't stand the multiplayer. You can't see me and the hands I'm making down here, but I think that multiplayer is so bad.
Oh, wow.
Anyway,
that's what I'm hearing.
I don't enjoy it, but
fortunately, Jay has an option. He can switch to PlayStation when he's mad at Xbox.
That doesn't happen though. I don't get mad at Xbox because every game I play plays better on Xbox.
Oh. Except for Spider-Man.
Well, I mean, I could.
You can't.
Well, listen, might be the
I could have.
Might be the lack of players, so the servers are not so. Might be the lack of players, so the servers are better. I agree with that.
You're running clean when it's empty.
Nah, I just want to throw something out there. I couldn't care less about those kinds of console wars and stuff like that. Man, enjoy the systems. The systems, both of them are amazing. The games, I'll give it originals to PlayStation all the time, but might be coming great exclusives to Xbox now with Bethesda, Fable, Forza, Halo, Gears.
Did
so
you
on
say
and so on.
Spider-Man or Spider-Man 2? I couldn't hear you through all of that bullshit you was talking just now.
Well, it's not
Spider-Man.
if you see as a standpoint of a gamer and not.
It's gonna be a real sad day when Elder Scrolls 6 launches.
Yeah. I might actually buy an Xbox just to play 6.
All I know is I'm just going to become a video game hipster and go back to Atari and say fuck all y'all. I'll play my Pitfall.
No cap. I make fun of Xbox, but I'm definitely considering picking up an Xbox when Wolverine comes out. Oh wait, hold on.
Oh, never mind. That's on PlayStation. Real quick, guys. They dropped us some new pictures from the discordant sound raid or whatnot. This is
damn!
What we're looking at.
Is it Wanda with? Oh, Wanda is on her period. Look at that.
But
Wanda is on her period.
FK is canceled.
I can't right now. I can't with y'all right now, dude. Anyway, that was enough of that. Guys, thank you all for coming on. This was an excellent thing. We got to talk about a lot of stuff, man. We talked about a lot of stuff from communication to reworks or lack thereof. We talked about Xbox, which only I think one of us owns. Jay, how you doing, sir? Got a lot of Spider-Man in which Xbox people won't get, so damn, that sucks a little bit. But I mean, it's a pretty awesome show, man. You guys got anything you want to say before we go out? We can just go straight down the line, starting with you, Johnny.
I would just like to say dead game and Spider-Man win for my homies at Reddit.
Goddamn, bro.
Represent.
FK.
Guys, just enjoy games, dude. It doesn't matter. Enjoy the game for what it is and just play the freaking game. You don't get Spider-Man, boo-hoo, oh well, let's move forward. It's just like, let's move forward that. Let's hope the raid is not messed up. Shout outs to all the team on Crystal Dynamics that actually put on the work for this game, and screw the suits that freaks our games every time. That's it.
Mr. Gone Father TV.
I just want to say thank you guys for having me on the show, man. I don't really do that much on YouTube. Just kind of started to dip into YouTube, but mostly been on Twitch. So thanks for letting me come out here and dip my feet in on the podcast for a change on YouTube as opposed to Twitch. So it was a great time as always. We did podcasts with pretty much all of y'all, so it was fun to kick it and hang out again on a Saturday.
Yes, indeed.
Without us having the work, right, Garn?
Yeah, right. Hey, I just show up and be pretty like I always do.
Exactly.
Hey, show up, be pretty, talk the talk.
Jay, my man, my guy.
I want to put chat on blast for a second.
Uh-oh.
Like we've been in the 200s, all right, for people watching this whole stream. There's 99 likes. What are you guys doing? Help this man Doom Killer out a little bit. Click that like button.
I know, right?
True.
Appreciate it, man. Help smash that like button, hit subscribe, ring that notification bell. Y'all know me, man.
And we'll click the thumbs down, dude.
Yeah, but no, seriously,
Avengers
thank you.
hater.
Who cares, bro? Haters drive that thumbs up, man.
Thank
you for having me on.
Let's put this to 200. Let's go, guys. Come on, 180. That's who gives more. Come on. 112. Let's go. More. Give us more. Come on. You can do better than that, dude. Don't be like. No, I'm not gonna say that. Just
anything
put it
else
out.
you wanted to say, Jay Boss, before you got up out of here?
Just thank you for having me on. Obviously, this is a great group. Shout outs to Stardust and Laajune, who also had to dip. So thanks for having me on.
Appreciate you, brother. Bloody, my co-host, my guy. I kind of been skipping over you. I have not been meaning to, but the chat is like, dude, don't skip Bloody. I'm like, oh shit, my man.
Exactly.
It's you,
you know what? I'm using you just bouncing off of me is what it is, and you haven't been tonight. So just go ahead, bro. Say something to the people before we do.
Of course, man. Thank Doom first, man, for setting all of this up, man. It's an opportunity. It's a pleasure to see a bunch of content creators from different sites to get on and actually talk about a game that we all thought was going to be something that we thought it was going to be, a lot bigger than what it is. But we know that there's room for improvement. We set these things up so we can have communication. I think that's the word of the night, and just see how we can, use our platforms to hopefully reach out to the developers and some of the content creators to make the game a lot better. So I want to shout out to you, Doom. Shout out to you guys as content creators. Shout out the chat too. Everyone that's in the chat. You guys were awesome. Can't do it without you guys. And more importantly, man, about Spider-Man and all of that. I mean, it is what it is, but I mean, at the end of the day, man, it's not going to change the gameplay of Marvel's Avengers, and it's definitely not going to change your build. So, I mean, just kind of, work around it, be better than what it already is. So that's my 2 cents.
Twin, you want to take us on home, sir?
Yes, sir. Now, we have our fun here, but we do have the one thing in common, in that we're gamers. We're all nerds to some degree. Jayshockblast more than others.
Nerd. This man, bro.
This man's got 2,000 action figures behind him, but
yeah, right. Oh, that's nerds, dude.
We ain't gonna talk about that.
I salute to that, Jay.
But
they're collectibles.
Takes one to know one, bro. It takes one to know one, man.
But
you're jealous of this Storm Shadow I just got today.
Honestly, 90% of the stuff Jayshockblast shows that he gets, I don't give a fuck about any of them. I'm an anime guy. I don't care about any of that shit, bro.
Right.
but we have our fun here, and if there are any devs watching, no, don't take any of this personally. We all just want the game to get better because we think it can, and we want to see it happen. And with that said, I'm looking forward to our next roundtable. I think these are very important. They're a lot of fun, and we definitely got to set this up for after the raid crashes and burns and everything.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Guys, again, man, thank you all for stopping by, coming hanging out with me tonight, man. This was awesome. I learned a lot of stuff. I've got Sadot always gives me a headache, so thank you again for my headache, Sadot, bro.
You're welcome.
As always.
Jay, I need his address so I can send him that silver do-rag.
Johnny Rocker, dude, we have not been able to chop it up before, but man, thank you for the energy.
Anytime, dude. Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
FK, we talk all the time, all day, so this is nothing for us. Like,
this is my first time meeting Johnny.
Yeah, Johnny's awesome. I've seen Johnny. I've been in his
Never heard of that guy.
Hey, y'all done let this hillbilly in here.
Johnny,
now. You just fucking
Johnny did.
But Gordon, thank you, dog. Your level-headedness is always there, boss.
Anytime, man.
The amount of nerdism that you call us is always greatly appreciated, sir. So thank you.
Wait, let me drop an Iron Man sucks while I'm at it.
Okay.
Oh, damn. Johnny about to come to the
screen. Watch your shit, Squirrel Girl. Watch
Bloody
it.
Reckless. You
Watch
stay
it.
having my back, dog. Like, we talk on the phone.
Canceled.
Your wife is my sister-in-law, so we good, bro. You know what I mean? Twin.
Not literally.
You always got my back. You always throw me on your back and say, come on, Doom, we need to do this, or you need to do this. This is going to help you out, so let's do it. And you always there to rock with me, bro. So appreciate you to the fullest, Twin.
Yes, sir.
Chat, y'all tonight, man. 200 of y'all at one point. Like, that's the biggest we've done here. I mean, I'm not a huge channel, so thank you guys for tuning in like crazy, for being so just into this round table, man. Y'all are awesome, for real, man. I would do the whole shout out thing, but there's like 200 of y'all, and I can't do that tonight, y'all. So with all that said, round table, if you guys can hang out for after the show, we normally do a after show report or whatnot. If you can hang out. If not, do what you got to do. But with all that said, man, this was probably one of the best streams that I've ever done. So, laissez les bon temps rouler, which means let the good times roll.
Good times roll.
Yes, sir. Peace out, peoples. Okay, let me find my
Bye, guys.
Two up.
I got to find my Brandon. Hold on. There we go. Peace out, people.
There was an idea called the Avengers Initiative. The idea was to bring together a group of remarkable people, see if they could become something more, to fight the battles that we never could.
Avengers!
Assemble.
Let's go! It's time Avengers assemble. Together we fight as one, so the villains starting to tremble. Let's go! Let's go! It's time Avengers assemble. Together we fight as one, so the villains start